Tavares has been great for the Leafs this year.
He has. And you know what, we talked to, last year it looked like he had lost a step, right? Or half a step, or whatever you want to call it. Didn't have the production at 5-on-5. And, at some points last season, you're probably looking at going, okay, well, let's get to the end of next year and that'll be that. Well, that's not the thinking anymore. Whatever it is, that if it's to believe that he did lose half a step at some point or whatever, as things will happen with age, he's got it back. And, one thing that Tavares does every summer is skate, and work on that. And, this year under Craig Berube, he's excelling. And not that he hadn't before, but, at a more than just over a point a game pace right now. And, it was funny. We were talking about in the summer about looking at the Leafs depth chart at center and, okay, well, Nylander are going to play there because part of that was because you're not sure what Tavares is necessarily going to bring in the last year of his contract. Well, he's put all that talk aside. Now you're thinking about, okay, how's this going to work going forward? He wants to stay. He's made that clear. I think the Leafs would love to keep him. Can they get what kind of a contract can they get, length and everything? That'll all come out in the wash. But he's been a valuable member for them. And that talk about the depth at center when you're talking about it and what the Leafs require, it's not because of anything that John Tavares is doing. It's more your 3-4 lines and that. So yeah, he's been great. And you know what? I don't know. Talking with other people and not having the C on his sweater anymore, I really don't think that's made a difference because Tavares just goes about what he does every day the exact same way, on or off the ice. And we never got the sense that he was burdened by the C on the front of his sweater. And so if that's the case, then he's not going to feel any more relaxed with it off now. Same guy to talk to. He speaks like a captain. He still has that leadership in the room. And, good for him that he's making it all work on the ice as well.
So you're looking for these different spices now, depth-wise, like who can get the Nick Paul-type goal like they got against him a couple of years ago, or the Gary Volk goal years ago to win a playoff series. Because it seems like, the Islanders have had the continuity with the Casey Zizekas of the world, for example. But I got to tell you, a spice I've really liked is Max Pacioretty. And what I also have liked is an older player understanding he has to play a different role and evolving into a real physical player. Usually that's something when you're a veteran you don't do. But a guy figured out that I'm not the perennial 30-goal scorer like I was. And the way he's stuck his nose into things and the way he's been persistent, hopefully remains healthy. I've liked that spice so far, Terry.
Yeah, me too, Gord. And, it speaks to a couple of things. A, the veteran recognizing what needs to be done. And, B, what the new coach wants out of some of these guys. You put Bobby McMahon and Matthew Nyes into that group as well. Just a bigger power forward that can get things done for you, from the hash marks in. And Pacioretty, the physicality has been great. It's that's been a bit of a revelation. But again, making that adjustment, some of the physicality, a bit of a nastiness that Ekman Larsson brings to the blue line has been a bit of a revelation as well. But as far as Pacioretty goes, you're right. You stay healthy. You've got that leadership now. Again, another former captain in the room, and he speaks like it when we talk to Pacioretty. That just a guy that has been around and seen everything more or less, and has the confidence in himself. So he's going out. Would you like to see a little more production? Sure you would, I think, with 5 goals in 25 games. But having said that, you like the other things that he's bringing. A good fit right now in the top 6. Does he move down after the trade deadline? We'll have to see. But right now it's working. And, there's nothing better for a new coach to come in and he can go through the line and say, okay, there are players who got this and who got the message during the summer and, in camp and came out of it that way. And certainly it's Pacioretty is one of those guys, there's no doubt.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be up on the top line with Tavares and Marner tonight. We're just getting the warm-up lines now. Terry, we appreciate your time tonight. Enjoy the second of 3 Islanders games in the stretch of 2 weeks. We appreciate it.
Yes, okay. Thanks for having me, guys. Take care.
Thanks so much. It's Terry Koshan of the Toronto Sun. We got Leafs, Islanders, puck drop in about 10 minutes. So I'll give you the lines, and so we can take a look at this iteration of the Leafs headed out into the island. So it's Pacioretty, Tavares, and Marner. Nyes, Kampf, and Nylander, McMahon, Domi, and Robertson, and Lorentz, Dewar, and Reeves. And on the back end, Riley and Myers, McCabe and Tanev, Benoit and OEL, and Joseph Wall will get the start. I've really liked McMahon, Domi, Robertson. They're clicking. I don't know if it's like the we need to prove ourselves line, but they've got something. They got a little bit of fire, a little bit of physicality here and there, and they've been able to put some pucks in the net. But the Pacioretty addition, as you mentioned, has been almost an under-discussed storyline because there's been so much. There's been Tavares' year, there's been Marner's year, there's been Nylander's year, and of course, the whole Austin Matthews injuries thing. So I think you're right when you say Pacioretty. He brings a special type of age and experience, but still can put the puck in the net, and physicality. Like, he's kind of a brute this year.
Yeah. So maybe Craig Berube heard us and decided, okay, that's what we're going to put. I somehow I doubt that, but I forget how many years, like 6-time 30-goal scorer, the Toronto-Montreal rivalry. He was a very proud captain of the Montreal Canadiens for a lot of years. So and he's got to be on your top two lines. He's played on that, but that's his role, and he's getting that chance. McMahon, Domi, Robertson. Well, Domi and Robertson we got to score a goal for goodness sake.
Big time.
They started, big time. And they started doing that. And just, one game they got fortunate when it was just an off game in Dallas for the goaltender, right? And they took advantage of that. But other games, the goals have been earned. And I still believe in Nick Robertson as far as being what he did in junior. He still hasn't shown it. And, and Max Domi, really in the playoffs last year, he showed his usefulness and his versatility, what it means. But like everybody, and you talked about it earlier we talked about the decor, you got to get some goals. Yeah. Like you have to chip in some way, shape, or form, and they weren't, and now they are.
Yeah, the fact that the Leafs are last in the league in terms of goals by a defenseman, only 7, and it's been 15 straight games without one. I feel like that's a main focus, and maybe it can't be fixed when you look at, a McCabe and a Tanev. They're not goal scorers. They're not supposed to be. They kind of shut down perfectly. But I think Riley is where we can turn our attention a little bit. He hasn't been the prolific Morgan Riley in terms of points this season. He's got 14 assists, but only 4 goals. And, traditionally he's able to put the puck in the net a little bit more. He's got a 20-goal season in there, 10-goal season, 7. But this year feels a little slower. And I don't know what it is. He's kind of rotated through D partners. That could be part of it. But that's also kind of been Morgan Riley's career as a Maple Leaf.
Yeah. Yeah, Ailish, I'm very big on Morgan Riley, and sometimes maybe we break it, the minutiae down a little too much. But I got to tell you, last game against the Islanders, he passed up a glorious "you got to shoot." And you played hockey, from coaching kids hockey.
It's in your head, right?
At 10 years old, you're yelling, "Shoot!" There's no better opportunity. Nobody's going to get unless you have an open back door, one and that. and that to me was the kind of thing that he's got to take those shots. Okay, he's got to take those shots more. I think OEL is the kind of guy that historically he's got some points in that, and maybe that'll creep up. But the D has been great, but the D includes scoring a certain amount of goals because you do need that depth scoring. And every year in the playoffs, that's what's nipped them in the butt.
Somebody gets a goal on some other team from a defenseman. It even banks off someone's leg. You're like, generated from the point. They just haven't had that. No, and you end with Radko Gudas in the face of a goal to whatever. Yeah, that's exactly. Right. Just those kind of, going back to Bill Barilko and the legendary song. That was a defenseman in 1951 that ended it. So again, we're not being picky. We're talking about winning a Stanley Cup. We're going deeper in the playoffs. So it's fine that the D has been a real pleasant. I don't know what surprise. Just played well. Been a real solid defense core depth wise. But get a little bit of offense. Yeah, I definitely think that will be a goal, and maybe they have to acquire somebody that bumps Myers down. But for this tonight you'll have Riley Myers, McCabe Tanev, and Benoit OEL. Joseph Wall will get the start. And on the other side of the break, we'll get you set for Puck Drop. It is the Leafs and the Islanders. We'll be right back. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
It's a drama-filled final week of the NFL regular season, and you can follow all the twists and turns on SiriusXM. Division championships are on the line.
Touchdown, Lamar Jackson!
Win and you're in.
Touchdown, Denver! What a throw by Bo Nix!
And it all concludes with a Sunday night showdown between the Vikings and Lions for the NFC's top seed. Hear every NFL game all the way through Super Bowl 59 on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. 24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The only two players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just like it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. Under review.
So I always crack up when people go, I got a 4th and a 5th and a 6th. And yeah, and Charlie Brown got a rock. I'll take the 4th, 5th, and 6th over the rock. If you miss on your first round draft pick, it can happen. You miss the second time, what are we doing here? You miss the third time, you should be fired. What are you doing running your team's draft? No excuses.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
This is Molson Leafs Hockey.
We're about to bring the wall right now. Sound the alarm!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forvar and Gord Stellick finishing up your pregame show here. We'll have intermissions and we'll set you up for Leafs talk later tonight. They are returning. They've had a little hiatus, the boys for Leafs talk, so I'm sure everyone will be fired up to hear from them a little later tonight. It's Leafs and Islanders on the island tonight. Leafs about to play a back-to-back on the weekend. There's going to be a lot of hockey coming up for the Maple Leafs. But no Austin Matthews, if you're just tuning in. He won't be playing tonight. Probably won't be playing this weekend, but not confirmed. So that top line was Pacioretty, Tavares, Marner, Nyes, Kampf, and Nylander will be their top 6. So, Gord, I give you a little homework. I gave you the key to victory, who is brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Get home ice advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid, proudly made in Ontario. Available now at your Ontario Honda dealer. What is the key to victory, Gord?
First of all, I love the word hiatus. It sounds more official than they've been sitting on their butts doing nothing.
Yeah, they were doing that.
Yeah, it sounds very, very official. So they'll be back after their hiatus. Hey, you know something? I know you're supposed to play a good road game. I get it, okay? Play that certain style, kind of like they did at home the other afternoon when they won 3-1. But you know what? It's time for a few fireworks. It's time for Morgan Riley to take that shot and not pass on it. Because every year in the playoffs, they are a great offensive team that ceased to be in the playoffs. So you're going to need that component along with all the other things. So that's what I'm just saying tonight, whether cut loose, not be afraid, full court press. Let's start showing teams that you're capable to. I know you have to win 6-1, but just that kind of style. Stop scratching, clawing, hanging on, and wasting your time with these guys. Let's go full court press. Let's get the up-tempo thing. Let's get the Toronto Maple Leaf, little bit of swagger, and let's get that offense.
Yeah, I love it. It's been a while since they had a huge dominating win where it felt like, all right, this team wasn't even in the same stratosphere. And the Leafs did play the Islanders on Tuesday night with a 3-1 win, so maybe it will be a little less close tonight. I'll give you my player to watch, who is presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca. Mine's pretty easy. It's John Tavares. Not only because this is his former home. I do think the players will get up for something like that. The teammates will support John and know tonight, hey, you know what? Let's get the guy a goal. Let's get him a moment to remember in this sweater in that barn. So plus 180 for a goal for John Tavares. I also like him at 2 points plus 280. He's on that top line. He's going to get some opportunities. He's going to get power play time, playing alongside Marner and Pacioretty. Like, I think there can be some points to share around there for John Tavares. So he'll be my player to watch, which I think is fitting. He's had a credible season. We just talked about him for about 30 minutes in both my pregame shows. So tonight, these ones mean a little more to someone like that.
Yeah, you know, and boy, he went back that first game in the Island. He got the crap boot out of him, and the Leafs played terrible, right?
It was brutal.
And then, you know, because he's taken all that wrath to come here, and I like it. So, and of course, my kind of offense will help the bet on John Tavares getting some points.
That is great. We'll have Joseph Woll in net. Hildeby is backing up. They're still kind of working through the Hildeby-Murray tandem, but he's the one being on the backup tonight on the bench. Hopefully we don't see him. But Joseph Woll has been good. He hasn't been super duper great as of late, but so hopefully he gets an opportunity tonight to shine because he's the number one goalie for the Leafs right now. So he gets a great opportunity tonight to continue to solidify that with Anthony Stolarz on the IR. All right, we'll take a quick break, and I'm sure Joe Bowen will have something to say about that Georgia game and the Notre Dame defeat that's about to happen. So we'll send it over to Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph, who have Puck Drop on the other side of the break. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the SiriusXM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable. Keeps this title charge on track, surely.
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on the SiriusXM app and talk about all the EPL drama on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that. Enjoyed it in Boston. Love it here. Two organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes. And we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app. 24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The only two players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. Under review.
So I always crack up when people go, I got a 4th and a 5th and a 6th. And Charlie Brown got a rock. I'll take the 4th, 5th, and 6th over the rock. If you miss on your first round draft pick, it can happen. You miss the second time, what are we doing here? You miss the third time, you should be fired. What are you doing running your team's draft? No excuses.
Under review with Mick Kerr. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now, with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The Executive Director, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell.
The one thing that we're wrestling right now, like when do you change a call? We talk about a listening device in the referee's ear. Do we make that next step? How more perfect can we make a game through video review and helping the officials on the ice?
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM
and the Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs are on Long Island as they tangle with the Islanders and back-to-back games against their foe, and it is going to be an interesting night as the Nomads of the Knitted Nylon are brought to you by Molson. Molson, everyone in. Joseph Woll is 11-6-0 this season with a 2.48 goals against average, and he will be up against Ilya Sorokin, 11-12-4, 2.92, as the Leafs defend the goal to our right and the Islanders to our left to get things underway. And we get an offside right off the hop, and the first period is brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit ConnexOntario.ca. Leafs win the faceoff and take it back into their own end. Tanev punching it up the boards to center, deflected in over the line on the right side for Nyes. Nyes stops up at the half boards, gets it back to the point. Tanev with a wrist shot that was blocked before it reached the net. Nylander couldn't get to it. It comes to center, and the Leafs have intercepted it there. Played up on the left wing now for Nyes. Nyes on the right wing side. Tanev will just slip it in and then peel to the bench as the Islanders' Dobson sends it around on the boards, and they work it up on the left wing. New York getting it to center ice. Brought on by Pajot. Flipped in over the line, but a whistle to stop play. And there'll be a face-off coming in the neutral zone as we welcome in Mr. James Ralph Esquire.
What does Esquire mean?
I have no idea. But you certainly look like an Esquire.
Feel like one. Well, we shall see if special teams are going to play a role again. The Leafs get a power play goal against the New York Islanders in Toronto.
That's a cheapie.
Yeah,
that's a cheapie.
The most unique of ways.
Yes, it was.
Patrick Law pulling his goalie in his own end.
Because they were a man short for the penalty and hoping to win the draw and at least get a chance. There was only 30 seconds left. And you can understand the logic behind it, if not whether you should do it or not, I don't know. But anyway, here's Tavares working in over the line. He drops it back to Morgan Rielly. Rielly with a shot in on goal. That stopped. There's a rebound in front, and it's knocked to the corner. Now back to the point. Another wrist shot, and Sorokin backing up. Almost backed right into his net with the puck in his pads. He had to kind of put the brakes on there and turn it into reverse.
I know it's early on, though. He didn't look comfortable in either one of those shots, did he? There's the one from the left boards Morgan Riley rattled off, I think it went off John Tavares' skate, rattled around, and then goes back to the right point. And like you said, he was sort of receding, sliding backwards on a wrist shot.
Domi out there with McMahon and Robertson as the puck goes around back of the net, and Isaiah George will get it out at center ice for the Islanders, wearing their home blue uniforms with orange trim. The Leafs in their traditional white with blue, and the puck in the Toronto zone as Domi tries to find an open man, and he does, getting it to the defense, and it comes out at center now for McMahon. Rink-wide pass for Domi, but he couldn't catch up to it, and it is pushed back out into neutral ice by the Islanders. McMahon able to push it on the wing, and Robertson will send it in on a bounce and head to the bench. Mayfield goes back for it in the Islander zone. Just nicely underway, no score, as it's down into the Toronto zone, but quickly brought back the other way. Fired into the zone by Connor Dewar. Lawrence after it as it goes around back of the Islander goal. They'll play it up on the wing as Dobson got it up. And out come the Islanders now through center ice, and it'll be banked off the boards and around the wall to the far side. Cut off there by Tanev. He didn't get it up on the wing, and now the Islanders with a long shot that deflected wide of the Leaf goal. Fed back of the net by Kyle McLean. McLean couldn't get to it. Good play made there by Dewar to take the puck away. Reeves trying to get it out. Does so, and then it is pushed to the blue line, but now the Islanders have it again with Dobson bringing it in on the right side. Close play on an offside there, and a long shot that was blockered away there by Wall, but he looked a little uncomfortable, and then Nylander ran into his own man and almost turned the puck over. Now Nyes down the left wing boards and into Islander territory. Couldn't squeeze by the defense. The puck goes around on the boards. Nylander had it knocked away momentarily. Nyes trying to keep it in, but failing there. And Jean-Gabriel Pajot gets it into the, too many names, into the Toronto zone. Here are the Islanders getting it into the slot, and a shot, and Wall makes the first big save of the game.
It's Anders Lee that snuck in, and no Leaf within 10 feet of Lee in the high slot. He walks in and lets it go, and Joseph Wall forced to make his best save of the game.
And of course, Mr. Lee is a graduate of the fine university in South Bend, Indiana, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, who beat the Georgia today? Bulldogs today. Yes, they did. And I was hollering and screaming here as you were watching with me. So we got that out of the way. Now we can concentrate on the hockey. Played out to the line, but the Islanders are able to keep it in. Tavares goes back. And here comes Boo Tavares to center. No, John, actually, to center ice. It goes to Marner. Marner works in over the line, flips it around the boards, left wing side. Tavares got there first, tried to center. It comes back to the point. Oliver Ekman-Larsson back into the game after having the flu bug. Now gets it to Marner, who sends it towards the net. Where is it? It's underneath the pad, of Sorokin. He didn't look real comfortable with that either, did he, Jim?
No, and we've seen this before. I think we talked about it with Anthony Stolarz, that big game that he had in New Jersey, that early on in the game he didn't look great. And then obviously everything clicked in, and he was the first star of the game, and the Leafs win in New Jersey. So maybe Sorokin's just off to a bit of a jittery start. But I still look at him as being one of the top 6 or 7 goalies in the league.
Yep. His team has not helped him. They're last in penalty kill, last in power play proficiency. And there have been cat calls in the arena asking for Lou to be fired. So things are not going real well with the Islanders as Domi works it on the right side with a backhand that was deflected into the corner. In goes Robertson to try and free it up. He's double teamed over there. McMahon adds some size but can't come up with it. It comes back to the point. Kept in by Tanev. Round the boards to the near side for Riley. Down low it goes. Here's McMahon trying to come out with a sweeping pass, and it went right through the blue paint. Back to the blue line to Riley. Over on the right wing side with a long shot that's deflected by the glove of Sorokin over top of the net. Another shot then taken by Bobby McMahon is covered up by Sorokin, and the Leafs have started a lot quicker here in this first period than they did in the first period a couple of nights ago.
The Leafs were able in the game at home against the New York Islanders New Year's Eve day. Were able to stamp a 3-game home losing streak. Now they're trying to extend a 3-game road winning streak. Amazing how everything seems to even out at some point, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, doesn't it? A long shot deflects wide. In goes Nylander after the loose puck. Can't come away with it. Now does get it back into the slot, and a one-timer was taken there. And Ekman Larsson got it away in a hurry, but Sorokin came across to take it on the chest, and with 15:05 to play in the period, face off again in the Islander zone.
Well, Eilish Forfar brought it up again in the pregame show with Gordy Stellick that the last Leaf goal by a defenseman was Chris Tanev in Tampa. That was November 30th. And it's been a long stretch. And the only power play goal that the Leaf defenseman has scored all season was Morgan Riley back on November 5th. It was also the game-winning goal in a 4-0 win over the Boston Bruins, who the Leafs will host on Saturday.
Draw one by Toronto. Nylander pushes it back to the blue line. Rung around the boards, back of the net for David Camp. Back to the point again. D to D to the far side. Backhanded in by Ekman Larsson back of the net. Now Nylander steals. Got it into the slot again. Ekman Larsson with a shot. Didn't make it through. And the Islanders trying to come away with it, but the Leafs are doing a good job on the forecheck here. Have dragged it into the corner with a lot of sticks and skates on it. Puck finally dug free by Camp. But Barzal is able to free it up, and now New York comes to center. Rink-wide pass for Pajot into the slot again on the left wing side, but unable to shoot it was Brock Nelson. Nelson flipping it to the slot area. Islanders get it again, a pass in front of the net. Ekman Larsson took it away and sends Nylander out at center. Nylander in need of a change. Has it go off his stick all the way back to goaltender Wall, who scoops it aside. Now the Leafs start out on the left wing. Dewar ran into the linesman, who goes down in a heap. The puck still in the Islander zone with a shot off the goalpost. Rung there by Lorenz. Lorenz has another shot and a pad save, and a good one made there by Sorokin. Fourth line doing a nice job here of getting some quality chances.
Steven Lorenz stopped a 23-game goalless drought against Sorokin and the Islanders a couple of days ago, and almost scored now in back-to-back games.
Now, nice lead pass for Palmieri in, and that was stopped by Wall. It comes in front of the Leaf goal, and it's going to be elevated to the line, but not out. Kept in at the point. Trying to walk the line is George. Isaiah George in the corner centers. Too well covered there was Siplikov, but it goes to the left wing side. Palmieri keeping it alive there for the Islanders. Back to the point it comes. Near side Mayfield. Played it into the slot. Wrist shot coming, blocked. And the Leafs just elevate it and get it into neutral ice and down into Islander territory.
Well, this game has the feel of an 8-7 game, doesn't it? Both teams have had some great opportunities that they haven't been able to click in on yet.
Islanders get it down into the corner. Trying to center was Bo Horvat. It comes around on the right wing side for Dobson. He played it back to the net. Cut off there by Tavares and played through center ice off Marner's stick and down into Islander territory. Declare rubbed out by Marner, but the puck around the boards. The Islanders, Cizikas trying to get it out, turns it over. Tavares missed a hit but got it ahead, and Pacioretty backhands it down into the corner. Marner unable to get to it. Cizikas working it over on the left wing side. The Islanders moving from left to right on your radio dial as it's played down into the Toronto zone. Benoit taken to the boards, trying to tie it up there, waiting for some help to arrive in the form of Max Domi. They battle for it, and Domi digs it out of the scrum, and now has some skating room as he comes to center ice. A little flip in for Bobby McMahon, and McMahon got tangled up there on a good defensive play by Adam Pelech. Islanders getting it out. No score. We're approaching 9 minutes played in the period. Pass into the slot, broken up at the Leaf defense. McMahon turns back up ice, and it's really been end to end, and we're going to get it. Oh, thought that was offside, to be honest with you, but it's down into the Islander zone. New York's going to get it to the line and out, so never mind. Brought back through center ice. Islanders in on the right wing side. Engvall with a shot, and a bouncing puck off the end boards, and Wall was kind of trapped over on the far side, had to hustle over, but the Leafs bailed him out. Now coming off the boards is Fasching, and he was stopped by Wall. Domi will drop it back. Both teams are trying to get a change in here with 11:18 to play in a scoreless first period.
Well, Steven Lorenz hits the crossbar. Hadn't scored in 23 games before the last one, and Hudson Fasching coming in off the right wing boards. He hasn't scored at all this year.
Now back into the zone goes Nylander, but he overskated the puck. Dobson will try to play out and does. Bouncing disc to the blue line. Broken up there by Myers. Backhanded now into the Toronto zone, and Wall will tuck it around back of the net. And Myers plays it up the boards and out at center ice. Leafs trying to get possession, and they do. Staying on side, it comes into the slot. Now to Morgan Riley, and he shot it over top of the goal. Good opportunity coming down the left wing for the veteran defenseman, but he missed the net. Islanders back in their own zone. Dobson got it out at center. Wrist shot is followed up by Joey Wall. And Nelson was right in the vicinity, but no rebound. And so a face-off coming in the Toronto zone when we return. The Leafs coming the closest with a goal post, but nothing more. Nothing the score. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The biggest college football games are on Sirius XM.
That was one of the craziest college football games I've seen.
Hear every game of the college football playoff and more than 40 bowl games.
That was a great move. He just juked him out of his shorts.
Get the channel number for your school's broadcast at SiriusXM.com/college football schedule.
Still on his feet, and he's into the end zone.
Or search college football on the Sirius XM app. And for expert analysis, check out College Sports Radio Channel 84.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that. Enjoyed it in Boston. Love it here. Two organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes. And we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs nothing, and the New York Islanders nothing.
In this building, November 21st, 2021, the Leafs' first game in the new building on Long Island. You know what happened in that one, Joey?
No, but you're going to tell me.
Joseph Wall's first NHL shutout.
Oh, very good, yes.
3-0 win, and going back and looking through the box scores, the game before that was Pittsburgh shutting out the Leafs, which then prompted a long non-shutout streak for the Leafs that ended opening night in Montreal.
Islanders keep it in with a shot that deflected wide of the goal. It comes around the boards in the Toronto zone, and the Leafs will move it up ice. They get it to center and into the zone for Tavares. Tavares dropping it back to the point, far side, looking for a return feed, but it goes back at the net for Pacioretty. Pacioretty banking it back to the point. Marner is there to fill in. Onto the wing, and Myers a shot. That was blocked. He got it right back again. Sends it in around the boards, back at the net. Pacioretty couldn't come up with it. Pelech trying to get it up on the wing, but that's blocked. Pelech after it again, now brought back by Robertson. He gets into the slot with a shot, and that was just off the mark wide. Islanders just trying to relieve the pressure. Send it out at center ice, and Robertson is the first one back, and he starts back the other way, but his feed on the left wing was broken up. Brought back by SickKids. SickKids across the line. Dobson gets his pass. Goes D to D. Gets it back again. Pass it on the wing. Shot stop. Big rebound in front of the goal. And the Leafs are going to take it to safety and still not get it out. Now played up on the boards, and McMahon will get it out. Up on the wing for Domi. 2-on-1 here. Domi into the slot. Shot stopped there by Sorokin off Robertson. Robertson trying to get another pass out in front from Domi. It goes to the boards on the far side. McMahon in there.
How's that for an eventful shift for Nick Robertson? 2 scoring chances, 2 giveaways.
Puck down in the Islander zone. No score, first period. Dropping it back. Dobson with a long lead pass to center, goes astray. And it is Ekman Larson finding Benoit. And Benoit gets the puck up on the wing to center, but that breaks down, and the Islanders have it back in their own zone. George, a long lead pass has gone astray, and icing is going to be called here. And we might as well identify the other culprits in the game. Matt McPherson and Julien Fournier are the linesmen. Francis Charon and Francis Salaron. So we have a bunch of Francises working the game, are the referees.
Well, Nick Robertson had 2 great chances that last shift. A couple of giveaways, one at center, which led to the entry for the New York Islanders into the Leaf zone. And Bobby McMahon had trouble getting the puck out just inside the Leaf blue line.
Pajot dropping it back in the Islander zone. It's played off the glass into neutral ice, but the Leafs come away with it. Quickly fed ahead. Pacioretty wings in on the right side, driving the net, got to the net. Shot stopped, there's a rebound. And it's backhanded quickly out and down the ice by the Islanders. And they'll have to get on their horse because Barzal was racing after it as well. Leafs get it out into the center ice area. And the Islanders stretching things out as they play it ahead on the right wing. Across the line was Siplikov. He had the puck taken away. Up ahead it comes to Pacioretty. He's in need of a change and just sends it into Islander territory. Ryan Pulock gets it up on the right side. A rink-wide pass from Siplikov. Trying to work in was Lee. He goes around back of the net. Couldn't center. Good play made by Morgan Riley to cut off the net there right at the goal post. Now the Leafs get it down into the zone with Lorenz, but it's off a stick. And the Islanders get it back the other way, but it's an errant pass and an icing call with 6 minutes and 52 seconds left to play in the period. Will come here with a face-off back in New York territory.
How's this for an interesting little tidbit if you are concerned with how much players are making? Ilya Sorokin signed a new deal that'll kick in next year. He and Jeremy Swayman are tied for being the 5th highest goaltenders being paid this season. Goalies ahead of them: Carey Price, Sergei Bobrovsky, Andrei Vasilevsky, Connor Hellebuck, all of which are Vezina Trophy winners. Carey Price hasn't played in a while, but he's still on the payroll.
Still on the payroll, yeah.
Maybe use him in Ottawa tonight, too.
No kidding. Leafs win the face-off. Trying to work along the boards is Robertson. Back to the point it comes, and a shot whistled wide of the net. The UBS Arena is the location for this game as it's played off the glass high out into neutral ice and down into the Leaf end. Benoit. Both teams getting a change in. Benoit gets the pass ahead. Robertson deflected it but didn't get it into the zone. Volleyballed ahead. This will be a hand pass as soon as it's touched by Bobby McMahon. And he did just that. So a face-off is coming in the neutral zone as a result with 6:15 to play in the period. The Leafs nothing and the Islanders nothing. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking news, Bet365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey. On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
An argument over a hockey puck that was given to one of the youngsters by John Tavares during the pregame.
She used the photographer's hole in the plexiglass. So they had to take that out. Tavares put it through to some fans wearing Leaf jerseys.
Well, the face-off is coming with 6:15 to play in the period. No score between the Leafs and the Islanders. 8-5 shots favoring Toronto.
It would be strange for Tavares now going back to play the Islanders, right? He's never played as a member of the Islanders in that building.
No, it's all amazing, though, that the Islander fans have very good memories.
He didn't play in Brooklyn either, did he? When they moved. I think he was at Nassau Coliseum the entire time.
Right, but yeah. Islanders break in on the left wing. A bit of a 2-on-1 break in front of the net, and Wall comes up huge. Off Bo Horvat. Joseph Wall has made about 3 real good saves here to keep the score at 0-0.
Both teams have had some pretty impressive scoring opportunities, but the Islanders have been much more clear-cut, haven't they? Who's one of the very first scoring opportunity they had? Anders Lee walked in from the high slot.
Anthony Duclair setting that opportunity up. Leafs get it up on the left wing. Pacioretty gets it out at center. But Duclair is there to restore, and now brought out by Pulock. And a pass ahead gets down into the Leaf end. Marner back checking. The puck comes free to Pacioretty. He's just going to elevate it into the center ice area. Islanders go back to retrieve it. Back of the net is Adam Pelech. He'll get it up on the right side. The Leafs tried to pinch. They got numbers back, though, as the Islanders get in over the line, and a pass on the right wing and a wrist shot by Bo Horvat went about 10 feet wide of the net. Puck back down in and behind the Toronto goal and into the corner. Centering pass didn't connect. And then one of the Leafs is tripped there, but no call as it comes back to the blue line. Mayfield gets it over on the left wing with a long shot. That went wide. Marner unable to trap it. Islanders have it back of the goal, trying to stuff it in on the short side. That didn't connect. Now back to the point. It comes once more. Mayfield off on the right wing side. Pajot back to Mayfield. Off onto the left wing. There's nobody over there. Pacioretty was slow to react. Now back to the blue line it comes, and the Islanders are doing a good job of cycling the puck here. And Pacioretty can't get to it. Mayfield on the right side. Tired group of Leafs out here on the defensive tour. Back into the far corner it goes. Back of the net. Leafs just need to get rid of it, but they give it away. Oh, what a save made by Wall. John Tavares put a pizza right out in front of the net for Barzal, and Barzal said there ain't any anchovies on this one, and Wall snaps it home.
Well, John Tavares looked up, and he was just trying to lob this out of the zone, but fanned on it and put a 10-foot pass into the slot. The Barzal gloves, drops, waits. Good thing for Wall was that Barzal had no momentum. He was standing still, and Wall came out and took the angle.
So it is a 0-0 tie still. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
This week on Let's Go with Bill Belichick, Max Crosby, Peter King, and me, Jim Gray. Los Angeles Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh. Now you're back with an opportunity here in the playoffs. It happened pretty quick.
It feels good, really good. That's how it's felt, since day one, where everybody is doing anything and everything they can to help us be successful and to win. If you have that, it's just who could have it better.
Listen to the extended version of Let's Go, now available exclusively on the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that. Enjoyed it in Boston. Love it here. 2 organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes. And we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
trick.
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs.
What's up, hockey?
Game, which would equal their season high in that department, and they're pretty good when they score first. 15-2-1 on the season. Florida next at 16-3-0 when they score first. Leafs bring it to center ice. Dewar in on the left wing for Reeves. Reeves into the corner, got a bit of a hit in there, but the puck comes free. And the Islanders get it to center, banking it off the near boards to the line. There's a loose man in front of the net, but knocked away by the Leafs into the corner. Now the Islanders get it back to the point. Dobson goes D to D with it. It comes back into the slot for Engvall. Engvall lost it. Leafs can't push it by him, though. And the Islanders, with 4 minutes to go in the period, have it back in their own end. Romanov up on the wing. Dobson bounces it into the far corner. Leafs play it around back of the net for Morgan Riley. Quickly up on the left wing it goes. Knocked down there was Robertson. And the Islanders send it back in. Maybe almost a high stick there from Tanev or by Benoit, but goes on. And now here's McMahon starting out of his own zone to center. Bobby gets it in on the left wing. Has a man going to the front of the net, but he couldn't get the pass to him. Good block made there by Isaiah George as Domi was heading down the slot. Puck back into the Toronto end. Leafs get it up on the left wing. McMahon will just roll it down into Islander territory. Shots are 8-7, but the Islanders have had the better quality scoring chances. Now Cizikas has to wait for teammates to get onside as things bog down at the late blue line. Stretches it out. Pulock getting it ahead at center and sending it down into the Toronto end. A hit there in the corner and a good one as Tanev is taken down on a hit by Cizikas, and that's drawn a crowd, and it might be a penalty. Although we can't see any of the officials in our screen to tell you if the arm is up or not. But
it didn't look like it was a bad hit, did it?
Now, was it after an icing? Again, we can't really tell here.
But then it's a late whistle.
Yes.
It's the icing's. No, it can't be an icing.
Well, then why has the play stopped?
No idea.
Well, neither do I. I don't have an answer for it either. Cizikas with a pretty good hit.
Sounds like they're booing, so it looks like the Leafs maybe going to a power play.
Number 53, Minor Pally, boarding.
Oh, now we finally see an official with his arm up. All right, so it took the replays a couple of cracks to give us the visual. But
I don't think that's a great call. And Casey Cizikas is pointing up the scoreboard saying, watch it again. And he said that's not something boarding.
Oh, really? Oh, you are very good at lip reading, yeah. Well, so the Islanders in the penalty box, and we talked about their special teams the other night, and their special teams haven't gotten any better. They are last in both power play and penalty killing. Leafs with it now to Tavares. Back to the point it goes. Marner down low, looking into the slot for Riley. Doesn't shoot it, and when he did, it went off a leg, and it's going to be cleared to the line and out and down into Toronto territory.
As you mentioned a couple of days ago, the Islanders dead last in power play and penalty killing on the year, but the Leafs 1 for 4 the New Year's Day or New Year's Eve game.
And as you mentioned, it was a gift.
Yeah.
Now Tavares in over the line, had this pass go off a skate. Down the ice it goes again. 1:20 left in the power play. 2:12 to go in the scoreless first period. Marner dropping it back. Nylander hits the line to Tavares in on the left side. Down into the corner for Nylander. That's drawing a crowd. Puck comes free to Nyes, who plays it around to the point. Riley near side for Nylander. Nylander back to Riley. Now to Marner. Marner with a wrist shot coming. There's a rebound in front of the net. Islanders are going to get to it, and they're going to send it out and down the ice with 48 seconds to go in the power play. Wall coming out of the net. Will leave it back at the goal as the Leafs are getting their second unit on, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson starts out from behind his own goal. Up on the right side, got a return pass down into the Leaf zone for Domi. Domi ahead on the right side, but Pacioretty couldn't handle the pass. Islanders cleared back down, and the Leafs are making the worst penalty killing unit look like the best. Now Oliver Ekman-Larsson. A bad pass in on the right side. Stolen back. Ekman-Larsson got to his man to create a problem, but it comes around the boards. Bobby McMahon is able to keep it in. Leafs finally with some zone time here. Back of the net for Pacioretty. Around the boards for Domi. Domi pumps it back around from whence it came. It'll find Nylander at the far half boards. Near side for Domi. Domi into the slot area. No shot. Cizikas is back on. Into the corner, and a shot from a sharp angle is smothered by Ilya Sorokin. And with 46.4 seconds left in the first, there'll be a face-off coming in the Islander zone. And that was probably the only shot the Leafs got on goal.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a great call to start with, but the Leafs certainly didn't take advantage of the break they got on the 10-7, the shots favoring the Leafs. But out of the 7 Islander shots, you got to figure, 5 of them were outstanding scoring opportunities. So I think if you're Craig Berube, you're not thrilled with the opening period. Once you gave up, and then again, you got an opportunity in the power play that you can't cash in on. I mean, not even forget cash in on now.
No, not even get close.
That gives momentum the other way.
No zone time, no nothing. Yep. Leafs win the face-off. Played in by Tanev, then a wrist shot creates a problem in front of the net, but the Islanders are able to come away with it. And they'll play it into the corner, and Romanov will try to move up, but he has his pocket picked, and Tavares has it now with a shot that was off the mark wide. Down into the corner goes Robertson. He's trying to dig it free. The puck's still loose as it goes back of the net. Tavares was hooked high around the neck there by Dobson. And it's out at center ice where Marner got kicking at it. And now the pass comes up past everybody and down into Islander territory. And an icing call coming against the Leafs with 9.7 seconds to go in the period.
The New York Rangers a little earlier having their share of problems, but back home against the Boston Bruins, Rangers are up 2-0.
Wow.
At home, Canada trailing 2-1, and if I'm not mistaken, it looks like they might have been killing off a 5-minute major. They gave up a power play goal, at least one.
Face off to the right in the Toronto end. And the draw one by the Islanders into the slot area, and a shot. That was deflected wide as Wall got bumped into there by Tanev and company. Just a second left in the period. There's the horn, and the star of the first frame is goaltender Joseph Wall.
Yeah, only 7 shots, but here's another one for you. You don't think icings are a big deal?
No.
That's 6 seconds left. The Leafs ice the puck, and the Islanders win the draw and get a great scoring chance out of it.
The scramble was on. Well, we will step aside. Gord Stellick is in for Justin Cuthbert tonight, and Ailish Forfar. The two will join us for the first period intermission. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Feel that 3 a.m. euphoria any time of the day on BPM, a channel delivering non-stop dance and electronic hits. And live sets from the world's top DJs. The beat never stops on BPM Channel 52. And at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high?
And at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that, enjoyed it in Boston, love it here. 2 organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes, and we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app. 24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius.
Cheers, Insiders. Thanks for hanging out with us. Go, Leafs, go. Go, Leafs, go. Hey, for those of you that didn't know, we're live right now for Canada and the Czech Republic in the quarterfinals of the World Junior Hockey Championships. Head over there and cheer on Canada right now. Actually, not right now. After a special message from a special guest. Take it away.
Hey, TSI community. It's Easton Cowan here. I just want to hop on here quick and say a couple things. First off, I want to wish you all a happy and healthy new year. I hope 2025 brings good things for you guys, and I hope you guys have a great year. Hopefully I can meet some of you guys soon. See you later.
Thank you, Easton. Go Canada, go. Get on over to that chat and cheer on Easton and our Team Canada boys to get the W and move on to the semifinals. We need to win. It's win or go home. Happy New Year, everybody. Cheers, Insiders.
Than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on SiriusXM FC 157 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The Executive Director, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell.
The one thing that we're wrestling right now, like when do you change a call? We talk about a listening device in the referee's ear. Do we make that next step? How more perfect can we make a game through video review and helping the officials on the ice?
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Leafs Radio Network.
Back into the far corner it goes. Back to the net. Leafs just need to get rid of it, but they give it away. Oh, what a save made by Wall. John Tavares put a pizza right out in front of the net for Barzal. And Barzal said there ain't any anchovies on this one. And Wall snaps it home.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar alongside Gord Stellick tonight as the Leafs and Islanders are scoreless after 20. And that was a great call by Bonesy, of course, but that was
not quite. Who puts anchovies on pizza? Of all things, pineapple I can see. That's the debate nowadays.
You can pick a fight with him about that.
Yeah, anchovies is dead and done.
Actually, at college, we had a small pizza joint on campus, and it was called EBA's, Everything But Anchovies.
I like it.
That was it. The pizza place, we'd order from there all hours of the night. So they had it figured out, EBA's. But yes, Joseph Wall saving John Tavares' bacon on that one, because he would have been, you mentioned it off the air with me, like that would have been the laughing stock. Like the Islanders fans would have been all over him. He just delivered right up the middle, but Joseph Wall came up big.
Yeah, and that's not what John Tavares does. I mean, nobody intentionally does it, don't get me wrong, but that's the great thing about John Tavares. A number one overall pick without blazing speed, because he does everything smart, and he goes the greasy area, all those kinds of things. So I got to say, the shots are 10-7 for the Maple Leafs. Although, don't you find the shots on goal change all the time? Like intermission, they
by the time we come back, it would be
add 2, subtract 2. Yeah, so we have to always qualify it. But it seems like the scoring chances have been 6-3, the Islanders? I mean, I mentioned before the game, let's get some offense going. Let's get some scoring going. They've got none, but they've got some scoring chances going. Unfortunately, it's but more the New York Islanders. Good on Joe Wall coming up big with the saves. Better period than the game in Toronto. Like that one seemed like a sleepy afternoon game. This one's got a little bit more bite.
Yeah, I definitely think Joseph Wall was the story of that first period. He made a bunch of really quality saves, and it looked like in all those opportunities, the Leafs were kind of skating in a different direction, or they had given the puck away and they weren't quick enough to get back on it. So he's keeping this game scoreless as of now. And it's good to see, because right now, one of the main discussions around the Maple Leafs is what are you going to do when Stolarz comes back, or how are you going to deploy the Murray-Hildeby tandem in the meantime? Trey Living said about 4 to 6 weeks for Stolarz back on December 17th. So we still got a little bit of time without him. So this is important for Joseph Woll to maybe solidify that he can be number one when it comes to game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Is he that guy? Here's a great chance for him to run away with it in a sense.
So, Ailish, way back when I worked for the team for a period, and also I was covering the team before they started making the playoffs the last decade or so, the bigger discussion is, can we find a goalie who can stop a puck? Okay, we got none. We got nobody, okay? That's called a dilemma. This one's called a happy dilemma. And I got to think, looking ahead, like Joe Woll really accorded himself quite well in the playoffs, his first taste of it last year. I was quite impressed how he played. Hopefully both are, it's as good a goaltending tandem as there is in the NHL right now when they're healthy. It's the best tandem they've had for a while. So let's get them both healthy. I would say at that point you play 50-50. And then Jim Montgomery had that dilemma in Boston. He played them 50-50. And then the playoffs, he said, what do? Do I go 50-50, you know, whatever? And you can get second guess there, but we'll leave that for down the road. I just love the way he's played. Love the way Stolarz played.
Yeah, I think tonight, this first period's been a really good look for Joseph Woll. You know, he's played more consistently, obviously, since Stolarz hasn't been in, but he was in that game in the last game against the Islanders where he had a .968 save. He only let in one goal. But previously before that, there's a game with 5, a game with 4, a game with 3. So I don't know if I can say it was his most dominant stretch as of late, but you just keeping the team in it for some wins. Tonight, and obviously, so far, so good for him. But I look at that Hildeby-Murray tandem, and I wonder if you have a preference. The Murray story is obviously really special, and you got to give a lot of credit to this guy. But I don't know if his foray so far has been glittering with optimism. There hasn't been his best. But you look at this back-to-back this weekend, do you give him another opportunity, maybe Sunday, I think it's the Flyers, to win the backup role here?
Oh, you give him opportunities. But first of all, great story. It'd be a great story if my 94-year-old mom Rhoda played goal for the Maple Leafs, okay? It wouldn't be too good. And Matt Murray hasn't played well in the NHL. He's played great in the American Hockey League. He got the nice win in Buffalo, but didn't play great. Didn't play great the other time. And, hey, he's been out for a couple of years. So this is great that he's coming back. Let him play the AHL. Spot him some NHL games. That's the beauty when you are in a playoff race. You're not tooth and nail. Every game, like a lot of other teams, isn't a 4-pointer. And let's see what can he do. But don't kid ourselves right now. Those weren't 2 great starts. And really, it's a lot to expect. We know when he's healthy what he's done with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's wearing Stanley Cup rings. But we know he's been hurt for way too much the last couple of years, unfortunately.
We had one more moment that it was funny. With this pregame, we were talking about Morgan Riley and the back end needing to shoot the puck more. Another perfect opportunity, and you pointed out what we were watching on the power play against the league's worst penalty kill.
Yeah.
The Islanders have the worst penalty kill. They also have the worst power play, so just tough for them.
They're consistent.
They're bad at both. And Morgan Riley gets the puck on the point, and instead of taking a shot on net, he tries to force it through a seam. And once again, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, I don't know where the video coaching needs to adjust, but they've got the least amount of goals from defensemen in the entire NHL, and that was just a prime opportunity to put one on net.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, you can't order anyone to score goals. They're all trying to do it, but you want a better result. There was a way more better results from Morgan Riley in that particular kind of play, and that's the kind of way you just got to be thinking about how potentially going to get a good result. And whether it's because Jim and Joe talked about how long it's been since they've scored, how long they've only got one power play goal from the D, and I don't know whether now that's crept into their mindset that they're very tentative about things, that they're thinking pass first, pass second, pass third, whatever it may be. But maybe be a bit more instinctive, but you got to get a better result.
Definitely. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side and do the out-of-town scoreboard, including the Canada-Czechia game, which is, maybe not the most favorable result.
Well, could have been way worse, but anyway, yes.
We'll get you all that on the other side of the break. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Get the official NHL app to watch, read, and listen to all the deeks.
All I can say is absolutely wow.
All the sauce, all the saves,
all over the world.
all the hits, all the snaps, all the stuff.
And, more importantly, under these circumstances, a huge football fan of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Well, we want to thank you for hanging out with us and cheering on your favorite team during the SickKids Football Frenzy campaign here on TSI, where we make a real-world difference in our Toronto community. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering how you are making a difference. Well, A percentage of revenue from every single game will be donated directly to SickKids Hospital, as we have raised over $6,500 in just 8 months. SickKids has impacted my life, and I'm sure the lives of countless families in the Toronto area, and I know probably a number of yours as well. Please check out the link that is pinned in the chat or in the description and donate if you are able. Let's show the power of community of sports fans making a difference. One of the best ways to increase the amount of the donation is to share the link of this YouTube live stream on social media to help bring more football fans to our amazing community, changing the world one insider at a time. We'll see you in the chat. And holy Mackinac, thank you for helping us raise money for SickKids Hospital as we heal the future.
What's up, insiders? How we doing? Go Leafs, go! 0-0 after 1. Canada's getting crushed right now, 3-1. Not pretty. Oh man, the chat there is creeping up. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you for this community. I am tired. And a huge shout out to my amazing wife, TSI Allison. Babe, you are a rock star. Thank you for driving the kids to practice tonight so that I could be in the chat, hanging out with all you guys, watching the Leafs game, living my dreams. Thank you for donating over to the Football Frenzy. If you are able, if you are not, it's all good. Totally get it. Please share the link out. That helps bring more people here to hang out with us and donate more money to SickKids Hospital right here in Toronto. Stefan, Rod Bottomley, dude, you guys are awesome. Stuart Liddell, what's up? Dave Rivers, how you doing, Dave? Mike St. Jean, how you doing, brother? How you doing, Mike St. Jean? Yeah, Team Canada is struggling right now. Mark Daigle, cheers. Love it. All right, go say hi in the Canada stream as well. We'll be checking that out. I'm bouncing all around, just bouncing. Let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go. Cheers, insiders. Happy New Year.
First period doesn't. What does your coach say? Don't give up a goal in the first minute
or the last minute.
Or the last minute.
Both.
And don't do both. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's it. They're down 3-1 to Czechia after one period of play. But the NHL, there's 12 games tonight. A lot of very compelling games. Minnesota without Kirill Kaprizov up 2-1 over Washington in the second. Carolina and Florida tied 1-1 in the second. Detroit has the 3-2 win over the very surprising Columbus Blue Jackets also in the second. How about this one? Would the Boston Bruins not love to stick it to the New York Rangers? Yeah. In Madison Square Garden. Well, the Rangers have a 2-1 lead. Mika Zibanejad, one of the vilified players of late, has one of the two goals for the Rangers. They lead the Bruins 2-1. Winnipeg Jets a 1-0 lead over Anaheim. That's in the first. And Ottawa on the road because of the World Juniors. This is a big game in Dallas tonight. They're up 2-1 over the Stars in the first period of play as well. Later on, Utah, Calgary, that's kind of a 4-pointer. Buffalo at Colorado. What a big one for Vancouver at Seattle, given what happened last Saturday in Vancouver against the Seattle team. Philadelphia plays Vegas, Tampa Bay, San Jose. So 12 games in all. A busy night, English.
I really made you work. I think you're better at that than Justin.
Oh,
you add a little color. You know, I'm going to tell him when he gets back.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind giving some tips and that stuff. You know, I'm excited for it's like, put me in, coach. You know, I'm excited for the...
Take Justin under your wing, okay? We'll teach him a better scoreboard next time. All right, Jim Ralph and Joe Bone will have the call. The second period next. It's scoreless between the Leafs and the Islanders. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the SiriusXM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable. Keeps this title charge on track, surely.
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on the SiriusXM app and talk about all the EPL drama on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
The
Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that, enjoyed it in Boston, love it here. Two organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes, and we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely.
What's up, Insiders? How we doing tonight? Happy New Year, Leafs fans. First time in 2025, the Leafs get on the ice and they're taking on the Islanders in New York. Please take a second and hit that like button down below. As well, please share the link out. Let's get more hockey fans here in the chat. You see how it works with these college football streams. And wow, what a day it was yesterday. What a start to 2025. And what an amazing start to our SickKids Football Frenzy campaign. Thank you, Insiders. Go Leafs, go. Don't forget, hit the like, share the link. We'll see you guys in the chat.
Moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Bray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
Radio Network.
Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph back with you here. Always nice to have friends who are listening. John Bauer III, the grandson of Johnny Bauer, informed us that John Tavares had played in Brooklyn. He scored an overtime winner for the Islanders.
And to show you how much fun it is getting older.
What's that?
I told you. I mean, obviously, I forgot where it happened, but I remember the goal.
The goal, and we saw it. We just didn't know where it was played. Yeah, well, that's good. Well,
kind of like your keys, right?
Yes.
I remember them.
It's sort of like my hamstrings that are now locked up because I got a cramp. Leafs moving from left to right on your radio dial as it's brought out by Tanev, and a pass ahead for Nyes didn't connect. Islanders trying to play it up on the wing, and they do, and Lee backhanded down into the Toronto zone. Wall, who's been the game star so far, with a couple of brilliant saves as the Leafs get it up on the left wing, and Nyes gets a return pass and gets across the line, trying to slip it in there, and a shot taken by David Kampf was stopped by Ilya Sorokin as the Islanders send it back out into the center ice area. Now Nylander ringing the boards, or trying to, but it was blocked. Islanders don't get it out. Intercepted Pacioretty with a shot. That was kicked away by Sorokin. And the Islanders have it in the offensive zone, or in the defensive zone, trying to get it out on the left wing now and get it through center and bounce it down into the Toronto end. Barzal couldn't come up with a bouncing puck. Leafs bring it right back in over the line with Marner. In and Tavares in, and he whipped it over top of the goal. Great opportunity there for John Tavares. Leafs with it back of the net, trying to get it off to Marner. Marner unable to come up with it. Pushed out at center ice again then by New York.
Well, he had the option of maybe going to Pacioretty in the left wing side.
Icing call here against the Maple Leafs. Yeah, you're right. He did have that option, didn't he?
Yeah, nice little give and go with Mitch Marner as he crossed the line. And yeah, he had Pacioretty going to the far post. But
he would have had to take his stick further and make the backhand pass around the defenseman.
Yeah,
that would have been a tough play to make.
Left-handed shot.
Yeah.
Trying to pass to the right isn't as easy. And you come into this game on an 8-game point streak with 7 goals in that stretch, you want him to shoot.
Yes. Islanders keep the puck into the Toronto zone. Back of the net for Bo Horvat. Back to the point it goes. Long wrist shot deflected to the side of the goal. Leafs unable to get control of it yet. Leclaire trying to come out of the corner. His pass was intercepted. Marner now has to work around back of the net. Almost lost it. In fact, he did, but the Leafs were able to get it up on the wing, and Riley gets it out at center. Pacioretty can't get around the last defenseman. Islanders will play it back and down into the Toronto zone, and this is going to be an icing call. So it'll come back into the Islander end with 18:01 to play here in the second period.
Leafs get the Boston Bruins Saturday night at home. And again, rare. When you talk about back-to-backs, we keep saying, I can't remember the last 2 o'clock game. How many times have they played? Might have happened once last year where they played Saturday, Sunday at home.
Well, that's what it is. Philadelphia's here on Sunday, right?
But I mean, I don't recall the last time.
Long shot deflected wide. First time I can remember it.
Well, Friday, Saturday.
Sidler got 10 points against Boston on a Saturday night. And they played Minnesota on Sunday. Yeah. So, yeah, it has happened before.
Yeah, and then Friday, Saturday, I know.
Yep.
You know, Hall of Fame games, I know they've played Friday, Saturday at home.
Islanders flipping it back into the Leaf zone. Wall out of the goal to give it around on the boards. Off the glass, it's cleared by Toronto into neutral ice. Quickly played by Mayfield, back out at center. Backhanded by Tsiplikov into the Toronto end. Domi gets it, cuts in front of his own net, got it up on the right side for Bobby McMahon. McMahon without much momentum going, got it on the wing. It's rolled in on goal, steered aside there by Sorokin. Leafs Domi against the boards, too well covered by George. And the Islanders get it out at center. Brock Nelson into the slot area and a shot knocked down by Wall. Big rebound, but taken to safety by Tanev. And the Maple Leafs, McCabe will get it out at center and down into Islander territory. A delayed offside, I believe, although I can't see the linesman. Oh, yes, it was. Thank you. Brought out at center ice now, and it is shot into the Toronto zone. Round on the boards, kicked back of the net by McCabe to Tanev and swung around the wall to the near side. Reeves gets it out just into Islander territory. McLean is back there for New York. No score here in the second period. 16:25 to go. Islanders moving right to left on your radio dial. Get it up ahead and over the line, and a wrist shot deflected wide of the net. McLean couldn't get to it. Leafs have it out into neutral ice. Sliding down, rolling down, and going for icing against Toronto. And it'll come back into the Leaf end with 16:11 to go. 14-10 the shots favoring the Maple Leafs.
Here comes the scoring first. Islanders 7-3-4 when they've scored first. It's 14 times, but 24 times they've given up the opening goal of the game. That puts a lot of pressure on your goaltender the rest of the way, doesn't it? Especially if the special teams aren't clicking.
Played to the point. Long shot comes in front of the net, and a wrist shot by Pajot just went wide on the far side. Islanders buzzing again with the centering pass blocked. Cleared but not off a body. And now Myers will send it around to the near side, and Nylander can't get it out for him. Riley will try the other side. Played it up on the wing, and now Nyes will get it through center, and Camp just tips it down into the offensive end. David Camp playing center between Nyes and Nylander as they patiently await the return of Austin Matthews. Islanders with the puck in the Toronto zone. Cizikas got it back to the point. Long shot deflects wide of the net. Barzal after it. Cizikas played it around to the far side. Nylander slow to get there. Back to the point in a drive. Ow, that was blocked in front of the net. And trying to get up and not having any success at it is one of the Leaf defenders in front of the goal now. Up on his feet, and that is Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Shot goes wide of the net. Ekman-Larsson limping badly on his left leg. Puck comes back to the far side. Islanders with it now, and the Leafs are virtually a man short here. And a long change to boot. Puck still free into the slot area. Leafs get to it, and they just need to get it out and get Oliver Ekman-Larsson to the bench for some repairs, if anything else. That was a shot block that took a bite out of him, and he's just now getting to the bench. Islanders bring it back into the Leaf end. Play it around back of the net. Tanev blocks that, gets it up on the wing. Pacioretty looks up ice. Now carries to center with a pass to Tanev. A return feed, left wing side, and a shot, glove, and held by Ilya Sorokin to stop play with a face-off coming in the Islander zone. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson remains on the bench. Where do you get that? Just on the inside of the knee, I think, right?
On a lot of padding there. Almost thought the official would have blown the whistle down once the Leafs had control of the puck. By the way, I'm going to use this as a hopeful jinx. Yeah, I think maybe Craig Berube's asking that question now. But Ilya Sorokin had 16 shutouts in his first 3 years, 136 games. He's only had 2 since in the last 83 games.
Has he got one going now?
Yeah, he's got one going now.
Oh, okay.
Too early?
Use the jinx
Too early?
but all right. No, never too early. Pass ahead at center for Tavares. He'll work it on the left wing. Got one. Got a pass into the slot area. Marner traps. Sends it in front of the net, and Sorokin got a pad in front of that. Islanders lifting it high to center ice. Long left wing feed by Marner. Domi was able to get it towards the net, but it's going to be swallowed up by Sorokin. And that will stop play to bring a face-off in the Islanders' zone. 13:38 to play here in the second period. And the game is looking for its first tally. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Visit connexontario.ca.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
What a brilliant move by Willie Nylander, and we have a tie game.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson skating it off. He seems to be okay. And so there will be a face-off coming. This is the anniversary of the Craig Berube for Doug Gilmour trade.
He was involved with a couple of big ones.
A couple of other people were involved, but talking with the Leaf coach, he believes it was 1-for-1, and everything else just kind of expanded as it went along. You can't really argue with it.
Then was moved to Edmonton, and a trade that brought Glenn Anderson and Grant Fuhr to the Leafs.
Yeah. Played up on the left wing and chipped out at center by Engvall. Leafs were offside. Now Islanders stretching things out as they get it up on the right side and play it down into the Toronto end. Pushed around the boards far side. That's drawn a crowd. Centering pass. Stolen back by Domi, and he pushes it out at center. Max gets it to the line, but a bad pass there was intercepted and chipped back out at center. And the rush was broken up. Now the Islanders try a long lead feed. Goes down into the corner. Engvall late getting to it. Leafs get it up on the wing. And Nyes drops it back. And now Riley with a bank pass to center to get it in over the line for Nylander. He'll play it around the boards into the near side for Nyes. Nyes back to the point. Ekman-Larsson back for Nyes. Nyes against the boards, running out of real estate. And into the corner, goes around back of the net, but out of the reach of Nylander initially. He catches up to it. Back to Ekman-Larsson. Our wrist shot towards the net was blocked. Comes to the blue line, and it'll come out at center ice. Ekman-Larsson again. Getting it ahead. Left wing side, shot in by Toronto's defense. Round the boards, it is the Islanders getting it to Noah Dobson. And Dobson starts back now through neutral ice to play it in on the right side. Rung around the boards for Lee on the near wing. He runs into some traffic there for the Maple Leafs. Picked along the boards then by David Kemp. He'll find the defense, and now Jake McCabe with a lead pass intended there for Camp that was well out of his reach. Islanders back in over the line with Barzal. Barzal dropping it back to the point. to drive, and that was blocked in front of the net. I think it was Tanev again as the Leafs get it up on the left wing. Brought in by Reeves. Reeves taken to the boards and loses the puck. Leafs then intercept the clearing pass. Reeves trying to free it up again. Adam Pelech got it to an open wing. Barzal will settle things down for New York. And a bank pass comes all the way down the ice and into the Leaf end, and an icing call coming here against New York.
I do know one thing, that even though we forgot where the goal was scored, that John Tavares scored in overtime against Florida. Matthew Barzal and John Tavares did play one season together. Obviously the first season for Barzal. Since then, they've actually had identical playoff records. Games played, goals scored. As you mentioned, the Islanders, 6 playoff appearances, twice out in the first round, twice in the second, and twice in the conference final.
Here's a chance for the Leafs in with a wrist shot that went high over top of the goal. Rebound kept in by Myers. John Tavares in the near corner. Tavares centering it, Toronto, and a Leaf coming down that left wing. Not really sure who it was, but it was just off his stick.
Was that Myers, maybe?
Might have been. Yeah, it was so quick that he went out of the frame of the shot here. We couldn't tell. Leafs get it in over the line, but Tavares can't get it deep enough, and it's back out into the center ice area. Here's Horvat playing it down into the corner. Palmieri tries to get to it. The Leafs get it along the boards, and it is Tavares getting it out at center, and Bobby McMahon has it roll away from him before he can get a rush going. Islanders break it out of their own zone. Through center ice for Romanov. Romanov to the right wing side, pulls up, tries to slip it in front, but it goes high off the glass. Islanders keep it in. Far side, Romanov with it once more, looking for a man in front with a shot down his wall. Puck came free, and the Leafs get a break there by getting it out at center ice. McMahon works down the right wing, pulls to the front, and then a quick backhand is easily caught by Sorokin, and that stops play. We are 1 second away from the midpoint of the regulation time in the game. It's still no score. You're listening to Molson, or maybe not. No, I don't think we're going to a break. All right. Joseph Wall in December was 5-4-0 with a 2.81 goals against average.
Maybe his best game in December might have been the last one.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago against the Islanders, even though the Leafs win the game 3-1, especially the shorthanded breakaway stop that he made to keep the Leafs up 2-1 at the time.
Speaking of Notre Dame and hockey players, Alex Steeves was named the player of the month for December as a member of the Toronto Marlies. Backhand shot, and that's caught up in the equipment of Sorokin to stop play. And the faceoff coming in the Islander zone when we return. No score, Leafs and Islanders. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Big breakthroughs, colossal collaborations, and stars that went supernova. We'll run back.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Thanks for being an insider. Not doing this stuff about hit the subscribe button, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button at some point along the way before 70,000. Right now, as I record this, before the game, we're just shy of 70,000. And I guarantee you, by the time this Leafs game is going and you're listening to this message, it will be done. We will be past 70,000 subscribers here on TSI. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button and turning on the bell and chatting it up and hanging out with us while we change the world and make a difference with SickKids Hospital. So much fun. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Go Leafs, go.
Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The only 2 players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just like, it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
A Leafs Radio Network.
No score, Leafs and the Islanders. And we're past the midway point of this hockey game with 9:53 to go in the second period.
You know that only Connor Hellebuck has more shutouts in the last 5 years than Ilya Sorokin?
You got a shutout going now?
Yes.
Okay. I like to keep tabs with you.
We're going back at it.
We're working it. We're working it here. Played down into the Leaf zone. Wall tucks it around the boards into the near corner. And it is pushed up on the wing and played out into open ice. And that is Benoit, with that open ice to work with, gets it down into Islander territory. Domi will get to a loose puck in the corner. Oh, if that wasn't a dandy elbow, I haven't seen one. But boy, did he ever clip Isaiah George. And down went George in the stick. And now the Leafs have a chance. They score! Bobby McMahon! There goes the shutout, according to Mr. Ralph. But was that not an elbow?
Well, I know they call it a reverse hit, and at times you can call it interference if it's not elbowing, even though you've got control of the puck. But Max Domi just stood up his man who was coming in. Like Joe, I've seen this called interference. And that really, George had to leave the ice, and that's what left the lane open for Bobby McMahon to walk in from the left wing side. As McMahon just rifles it over the shoulder of Sorokin. We haven't seen the Islander bench yet, but
10:43, the time of the 11th goal of the season for McMahon.
Isaiah George, who scored his first NHL goal the first time the Islanders were in Toronto.
He looks like he might be going to the dressing room.
I can't believe there's not a bigger reaction from the Islander bench.
Well, then I misread it or missaw it.
Oh, no. I mean, even watching the replay. I mean, this is Domi's protecting the puck. Players coming from behind him, and he sort of launches himself backwards. And we've seen that call this year, haven't we? Where it's...
Well, maybe it was more his back than his elbow, but it sure looked like... Well, no. I'm sorry, that's an elbow.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, was it ever.
Watching it one more time.
Dad would have been proud of that one.
Yeah, I mean, even if the elbow catches him in the chest, which it might have. But the Leafs' third line comes through again.
So Bobby McMahon gets his 11th, and the Leafs have a 1-0 lead.
That's his 5th in the last 9 games.
Played back to the point. Islanders keeping it into the Leafs zone with a long shot. A bouncing puck in front. Tanev comes away with it, and he skates it out, and he's got lots of room. In on the left wing, he's gone to the front of the net, and the shot is swallowed up by Sorokin as Nyes is taken down there by Dobson. And this could get a little more intense and physical as things go on here after that Domi.
Yeah, and now Anders Lee comes in and grabs Matthew Nyes. Boy, did Bobby McMahon let go of this. Blocker side. Yep. And Sorokin was on his way out to cut down the angle, so there was not a lot of room. But just inside the post blocker side, McMahon finds his spot.
Now, unfortunately,
that's 9 points, 5 goals in his last 9 games.
Domi doesn't get an assist.
Well, that's got to change.
Yeah, you would think. Robertson gets the lone assist. We get an offside at the Toronto blue line.
Well, even for Nick Robertson, that's 8 points in his last 9 games. Well, they wanted secondary scoring. They've been able to get it the last couple of games against the Islanders.
Well, the reverse hit was the play of the goal for sure.
Yeah.
Islanders back in their own zone, get it up on the wing, an errant pass goes back into the Islander zone. Now off the boards, kept alive by Tavares, coming to the side of the goal. It's centered in front of the net, sweeping it. The net was Pacioretty, and it was stopped by Sorokin. Islanders get it out. And Pacioretty trying to get a hit in there, ended up going cartwheeling, but the Leafs have the puck in their own zone. And the lead, 1-0. Played to the line and in for Marner. Marner on the right wing side. Holes got it in front of the goal, but it went wide off a body and brought back the other way by Pierre Engvall. Engvall skating through center. Able to knock it down into the Leaf end. Goes after Benoit. Benoit comes out of the area back of the goal with the puck, though, and has got it off as sticking out at center ice. And now here's Domi working in on the right side. Max pulls up at the blue line, the half boards, tried to get it in front, but it was intercepted, and Engvall starts back the other way. Something going on behind the play, and it was Domi involved, and now there's going to be a penalty here.
You saw was Hudson Fasching was down.
Mayfield and Domi, gloves are still on.
And it looks like the Islanders are going to be going to their first power play of the night, and this was well behind the play. Not sure what happened, but it was Fasching and Domi that were involved. And Domi's the only one going to the penalty box. 7:16 to go here in the second period.
So the penalty kill is brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game. Lease the CRV from 2.99% up to 28 months. Visit HondaOntario.com.
Boy, you got to be smarter here. Fasching took Max Domi into the boards and then skating away. Domi trips him up and then gets up on top of him. He was already getting the penalty for tripping. And then probably lucky he didn't pick up another one. Then he kind of piled on top of Fasching afterwards. And as we mentioned, Islander power play, they were only 0 for 1 2 days ago in Toronto. 0 for 16 in their last 9.
That's almost impossible to do. Go 9 games. Islanders win the draw. Near side, Barzal getting it back to the point. Dobson for a one-timer on the far side, and it was high and over top of the net. And David Camp is able to knock it into neutral ice, but they won't be able to get a change of players as the Islanders bring it right back into the Toronto zone. Tanev along the boards, trying to chip it there was Marner, but it was blocked. Then it deflected wide of the goal, and it's cleared to the line and out at center ice. They'll get no exchange. Brought right back in again by the Islanders. Dropped off for Dobson and into the corner. They'll play it back up on the wing. Camp takes his man to the boards. Puck came free. Marner unable to get it out. Neither could Camp. Now Marner gets it to the blue line, but kept in. Near side, Barzal. Barzal holds. Looks into the corner. Round back of the net. Still with it. Tried to center. Blocked there by Camp. Comes off on the right side. Marner couldn't block it. Dobson to the near side. Pass in front, down his wall. And he smothers that. Quick shot from Bo Horvat.
Well, Leafs a number of opportunities to clear, couldn't do it, and a tired group caught out on the ice. Tanev may be lucky didn't pick up a penalty on a cross check to Anders Lee right before that, but pass from the left wing circle. Bunted back out to the middle of the ice between the hash marks. Horvat's one-timer right into the midsection of Joseph Wall, who has been the best Leaf again tonight.
6:16 left to play in the period. A minute left in the Islander power play.
Go back to that old saying that the scoreboard doesn't lie, but it can stretch the truth. Says the Leafs are out shooting the Islanders 22-13. Doesn't feel like that kind of game, does it?
Nope. The more difficult saves that have had to be made have been made by Joseph Wall. Islanders have won the face-off and have it on the far half boards. Benoit chases. Riley trying to get it out. Had it blocked. It comes back to the point. Here's Palmieri working it back to the blue line once more. A cross ice pass and a wrist shot. That was blocked by a sprawling Simone Benoit. Back to the point again. Near side Palmieri. Palmieri to the point once more. Off on the wing from Pulock. Pulock gets the pass back. It went off a stick and it bounces and comes out at center ice.
Well, that was Matthew Nyes. Took the route and left his stick off to the side, and the Leafs might be getting a too many men on the ice penalty here with 19 seconds left in the penalty to Max Domi. Boy, so a 5-on-3 for 19 seconds.
Was it Dewar trying to get on the ice and someone was coming off?
But there was a fan pass.
And it struck,
Lorentz.
It was Dewar Lorentz trying to get off,
And when Lorentz jumped on, before Dewar got off, the puck hits the skate of Steven Lorentz. And that one, I mean, you got to call it, right?
Yep. No, I touched him. So Lawrence. Let's see who's going to serve the penalty. We have no look at the penalty box as yet, but it's a bench minor, so I would not think that Lawrence would be serving it.
How big is this face-off?
Yep, 19 seconds, two-man advantage. Here's Barzal winning it. It comes back to the point. Barzal on the near side, closes, doesn't shoot it, drops it back, gets it again, centering pass. Fanning on it completely on the far side was Pajot. Back to the point it comes again. To the right wing side, and Wall comes across and makes a big save. First penalty over. Wall with another blocking save. He's looking at the official saying that his mask is loose, but he's not getting any help. Kept in now by the Islanders. Stolen by Marner. Marner carries it out at center. Hopefully he's getting his mask fixed. Domi tried to roll it in front, and it's cleared out at center ice. Joseph Wall was trying to get the officials' attention.
I mean, at one point, if it's loose or the strap is broken.
Now here's a chance for Marner in. Oh, and that went over top of the net. I don't know, how did that get there?
Boy, this, all of a sudden, the puck come off the backboards and Mitch Marner comes screaming in for an opportunity. But Joseph Wall's, you got to shake the mask off.
Yeah.
At this point. Now, but good thing they didn't. Leafs almost got a couple of they did get a couple of scoring opportunities out of it.
Now Wall is over with Bobby Hastings, having the mask looked at. Still don't know how Marner got free.
No.
One of the problems of not being on site, you don't see things from behind the play, and all of a sudden Marner was in alone. Joseph Wall getting his mask fixed.
Now, have the Islanders called a timeout?
It says that on the screen, so I'm assuming that...
I'm going to say something that Patrick Waugh does not look himself the last couple of games. That fire, that intensity that we've seen. And what he brought on the ice, what you see behind the bench early on in his coaching, and he just seems defeated, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it's just knowing his personality. I'm just watching body language and anything else.
So the Leafs win the face-off. Canada will just send it in around the boards back of the net. Leafs trying to eat up some clock here at the puck down in the Islanders zone. And now they'll bring it back, and the Islanders start out with it. Horvat gets to center. Rung it in around the boards. He got upended there by David Camp. No penalty. Here are the Islanders with it again. Nice move in the slot area. Off to Horvat, a shot. And Wall may have got the blocking glove up there again. Along the boards it goes back of the Toronto goal. Kicked along by Tanev. He is able to get it out in front. And this has allowed Nyes to skate to center. Nyes and Camp are into the offensive zone. Nyes closes, and he shot it wide on the far side.
Leafs have had better chances shorthanded than they had on their power play.
Played in over the line and shot right back out again by Toronto. 14 seconds left. I detect some booing. Do you hear booing? I hear booing.
Tavares is back out.
Played into the slot area. Rashad hits the side of the goal. Good play by Wall to get across again. Penalty has expired. Leafs have killed it off. Another wrist shot knocked away in front of the net. Up against the boards. Benoit ties his man up. Connor Dewar trying to get it freed up for him. Benoit takes it to the boards. That's drawn a crowd along the wall. The puck is still on the boards and then finally knocked free and rolled down into Islander territory, allowing the Maple Leafs to get a player change going.
It feels like we haven't seen Willie Nylander in a long time, doesn't it?
Well, the 2 penalties has been a part of it. I think I see him out there now. At least I got a glimpse of him. Now brought out at center ice by Tavares. Tavares in across the line with Marner. There's Nylander on the far side as it goes to the left wing point. Trying to work in and stealing the puck back with the Islanders to get it out into the center ice area. And McLean will play it down into the Toronto end. 2:35 left to play here in the second period. 1-0 in favor of the Maple Leafs, and I think Ekman Larsson has broken his stick. It's in a couple of pieces back of the goal. Marner is trying to kick the puck free, and he has. Nylander needs to get it out for him, and he'll flip it to center ice, but not far enough. Ekman Larsson then looked like he got tripped up at the blue line and is just now getting up on his skates, but he's without a stick. He grabs Marner's. Wrist shot coming, Wall the save, and now played on the backhand by Ekman Larsson, but not cleared.
And it's a right-handed stick.
Yes, he's got the wrong-handed stick in his hands. Puck on the right wing side. Islanders with it again. Back to the point it comes. No fake shot there by Pelech. On the wing to the near side, and they score. Scott Mayfield, Marner giving up his stick. But what happened to Ekman Larsson as he was heading to the bench? It looked like he got tripped up or knocked down without a stick. And the Islanders take advantage of a big break and tie the game.
And the problem as well, Joe, is when Ekman Larsson has the puck on his backhand and he's got a stick that's curved the wrong way. And it looked like he was trying to be careful not to airmail it over the glass and take a delay of game penalty. The Leafs could not get anybody to the bench. And then we've had this conversation before, and I know it's more difficult in the second period when you've got the long change. Somebody just go.
Yeah.
Go to the bench, grab a stick. You've already been shorthanded for 4 minutes. What's another 12 seconds, right?
Yep. Played down into the Islander zone. Domi unable to get to it. And Mayfield has tied the game at ones with a goal here when the Leafs were shorthanded. Well, not technically, but short-sticked. How about that? Played off the boards and in now for McMahon. McMahon goes into the corner, trying to free it up, and did for Robertson. Robertson into the slot area, but David Camp had it roll away from him with 1:10 to go in the period as it's down into the Toronto zone. Myers frees it up. Leafs coming out with a pass up on the right side for Robertson. Tried to one-hand it in over the line. That was quickly sent back out at center. Leafs get it back to the blue line, but without any depth, and it is shot right back down into the Toronto end. Islanders after it was Cizikas. Up against the boards, too well covered. Played up on the wing, brought back by Toronto. Robertson gets a loose puck on the near wall, and he's going to flip it down into Islander territory, and a much-needed change for the Maple Leafs coming here. Islanders come through center, left wing side, Duclair. Send it around the boards to the far side. Up on the wing it comes, and the Leafs get it out. And with 18 seconds left, they're into the Islander zone. Pass to the near side. Shot by Nyes. Goes off a stick and ramps up into the screen. A dangerous spot to be, but he couldn't get it past that last stick.
And Matthew Nyes needs something good to happen. He did score against the Islanders 2 days ago in Toronto. But that goal was called back because of goaltender interference charged against Willie Nylander. But for Nyes, 1 goal in his last 14 games. And he's had the opportunity.
Yes, he has. He's got 11 on the season. Islanders win the draw. 10 seconds left in the period. Moving out right to left. They get it in over the line. Riley will take it around back of the net. And Morgan Riley will just let the clock wind down. So the Leafs open the scoring on a bit of a break when maybe a penalty should have been called to Max Domi, but Bobby McMahon scored from Robertson. And then the Islanders get a break with a broken stick that Oliver Ekman-Larsson couldn't quite negotiate with the wrong-handed stick given him by Mitch Marner. And Scott Mayfield ties the game from Barzal and Pelech, and we're deadlocked at ones. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time.
What's up, hockey fans and insiders? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today for the Islanders and the Leafs. Same two teams, different years, only a couple days apart. Crazy. 2025 is off to a great start, and I just had to stop and say thank you. The success that we saw on the Football Frenzy campaign yesterday was absolutely insane. The best day in the history of this channel. Thank you, insiders. It started here with you, and a big shout out to the SickKids donations. Anonymous, $25 last night during the football game. Thank you. M. Raymond, $1. I love it. That is beautiful. If everybody who watched that video yesterday donated $1, it would have been $775,000. Now, obviously, that's not realistic. But Anonymous as well, a $10 donation. Igor McJazz and Rick Smith, thank you. Now let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go, and let's keep changing the world, insiders. Cheers.
Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Here's a chance in front for Cam, trying to get in front of Lancey, score!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. It's a 1-1 tie after 40. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with some thoughts and send you to third period.
This week on Let's Go with Bill Belichick, Max Crosby, Peter King, and me, Jim Gray. Los Angeles Chargers coach, Jim Harbaugh. Now you're back with an opportunity.
So I always crack up when people go, I got a 4th and a 5th and a 6th. And yeah, and Charlie Brown got a rock. I'll take the 4th, 5th, and 6th over the rock. If you miss on your first round draft pick, it can happen. You miss the second time, what are we doing here? You miss the third time, you should be fired. What are you doing running your team's draft? No excuses.
Under Review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Vegas Golden Knights head coach Bruce Cassidy.
What gets you excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level?
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that, enjoyed it in Boston, love it here. Two organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes, and we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. 24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The only two players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The Executive Director, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell.
The one thing that we're wrestling right now, when do you change a call? We talk about a listening device in the referee's ear. Do we make that next step? How more perfect can we make a game through video review and helping the officials on the ice?
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on.
Hey TSI community, it's Easton Cowan here. I just want to hop on here quick and say a couple things. First off, I want to wish you all a happy and healthy new year. I hope 2025 brings good things for you guys, and I hope you guys have a great year. Hopefully I can meet some of you guys soon. See you later.
The Maple Leafs Radio Network, Ailish Forfar and Gord Stellick with your intermission. It's a 1-1 tie after 40 minutes. Thanks to a great goal by Bobby McMahon, but also a bit of a unfortunate series of events for the Maple Leafs as they allowed one there on a sloppy defensive zone.
So starts with Max Domi, great play, whether he got away with one or not. Peter Forsberg was one of those guys, gave that kind of back wall up, whatever, in the offensive zone. You're about to be checked, but you kind of do the reverse juice. So that sets up the goal. Then he takes a selfish penalty, a very unnecessary penalty. And when you're up by one, not a good one to take. Changes the flow, Ailish, so you get the Islanders on the power play. They have all the momentum. The Leafs still up. And Joe and Jim were talking. It's one of my bugaboos, okay? When you break your stick, if you're not a man short, Oliver Ekman-Larsson had a chance to go to the bench. You've already killed off like about 4 minutes or close to 4 minutes and a man disadvantage. You're without a stick. It's like helter-skelter. It's like a volunteer fire department, okay? It's all screwed up. So now Marner doesn't have a stick. OEL's got the wrong curve.
That's the worst.
All that kind of stuff. Everyone's focusing, oh, my God, guys, no. Bolt to the bench, get off, get a stick, come back, whatever. 10 seconds, you're short. Do it. Because that just what led to the goal. And, Joe Wall, wow. They beat him on that one. He's been awesome, but I don't know whether he certainly reacted late, whatever. But they were able to move it around, and that was just a couple of unfortunate things. Otherwise, pretty entertaining 40 minutes. Probably more scoring chances for the New York Islanders. So in some ways, the Leafs have to be happy with the 1-1 tie after two.
Yeah, I think that's a great synopsis of kind of two different plays that Domi factored in on. Like the elbow on that George... it looks like he had to leave the game. I'm not sure if he came back. But then the penalty, you mentioned it. Like it just didn't need to happen, right? It changed the whole flow. And the Islanders, we mentioned, had the worst penalty kill and the worst power play. But whatever, they still found some momentum from it. And then eventually they get the goal. But Domi also had one more chance and he passed on that 2-on-1. It was just like, sometimes I feel like he is forcing things, right? He really wants to be impactful on every shift. And those were two shifts where he kind of overthought it in a sense, where he has that penalty that was just trying to maybe spark something for the team. And then on the 2-on-1, instead of just shooting it, which we've heard a lot, he's trying to pass it to make that perfect play. And sometimes you just got to dumb it down and just play hard.
Yeah, no, agreed. Sometimes he does the leg lift as well when it gets a little fancy. But, he didn't have a goal forever. And this line, to their credit, have been connecting. And they've got the only goal, of course, with McMahon and Robertson today. But anyway, just to say, okay, 1-0 lead. You got it. And you may have got away with one. So be it. And also you take Willie Nylander out of the game. Now, he's not been a game breaker tonight, but the flow stops. And we know one of the things is Willie's the one elite player that doesn't get PK time. So anyway, we'll see starting the third period. The Leafs will be on the power play, fresh, and see what gives it, and regrouping, because it was really kind of unnecessary for them to get so scattered, but that's what happened.
Yeah, Bobby McMahon gets the Leafs on the board. He's now got 11 goals in 31 games, tied for fourth in Leafs goal scoring. Shows you that they need a little bit more depth goal scoring if he's tied for fourth there. Or we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with that out-of-town scoreboard and get you set for the third period. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Over to our sideline, load the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
NHLshop.ca, the official online store of the National Hockey League. And Canada's largest selection of officially licensed NHL fan gear. With unique one-of-a-kind designs by Fanatics. And all the latest styles for every NHL team. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. NHLshop.ca, a Fanatics experience.
The Subaru winter has arrived.
The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
What's up, insiders? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Here's my cat. No, stop. Where are you going? No. Baby cat does not. Baby cat is not feeling hanging out with us right now. She wants to go step on the keyboard and mess up the Canvas stream. Cheers to everybody here in the chat. Brenda J, how are you? Anthony Young. Let's go, Buds. I love it. Rod Bottomley. Beer. Victor, what's up, Victor? Miller Time, Mike St. Jean, Pike's Wrath. Dude, I got your email. Thank you. It's still sitting unread, sir. I have to get to it. But as you can see by the video history of what's going on here at Toronto Sports Insider. Wow. And I just have to announce this right now because it's happening immediately right now. The average view duration of this live stream right now is 11 minutes and 17 seconds. That is insane. Thank you all, insiders, so much for being here. You guys rock. Man. Stuart says your mic has an issue. Oh, you know why? Is that... No, that's not better. No. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, now I do. Cheers, insiders. Is this better? Yes, that's better. Okay. Now, we've got it set up. That's better. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. I don't know what you heard or didn't hear, but it was down in my hoodie that I took off because I was done with the game of the football game. Anyways, it is intermission right now. I don't know what exactly they're talking about. Getting ready for a big third period for the Leafs tonight. Come on, buds. Let's go. Thank you guys for participating, hanging out with us, chatting it up, having a good time. I actually have to insert the... There we go. There we go. Don't let me forget about that. The Canada stream over there. We are sending out the message to get everybody pumped up and ready to go for the third period. 3-2, Czech Republic. Let's see what Canada does here. I hope they get something going. B-Man, what's up, man? B-Man is the dude. Thank you for the support tonight. Much appreciated. Oh, my goodness. What a night we have had. Man, Richard, what's up, dude? Brenda, holy cow. Pike, I got your email, dude. Thank you. I will get back to it. It is currently unread. We are struggling here to keep things moving. Big shout out to TSI Allison. Thank you, babe, for getting this done. There you go. Victor Marriott. What's up, Victor? How you doing, man? Love you. Thank you, dude. You are awesome, Victor. Jason Pope, Pike's Wrath, Steve C., Kevin Oakes. Are you people listening? I love it when Kevin is here and puts the emojis when he has the membership and gets the emojis in the chat.
pinned up there with the score. I love it. All right, Mad Max in the chat as well. Don Donaldson, how you doing? Good to see you. Big third period ahead. Let's go, buds. Come on, there's Richard Fewer. What's up, man? There you go, man. This is so much fun. Leafs going, Canada going. Crazy stream today on the football game. Notre Dame gets the win. Love it. Go Notre Dame, go. Man, the next round's going to be a lot of fun. Here we go. Arnold Hamilton in the chat as well. Love it. Alexander Skull. What's up, Alexander? Love it, dude. Thank you for hanging out with us. Let's get back to hockey. The important stuff. Go Leafs, go. Go Canada, go. Third period. You all know the drill. After the game, the post game will run. And then I will send you to one of the lives from today. Mods, thank you so much. Great work. Go Leafs, go.
FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott.
Veronica, Miss V, thanks for hanging out with us tonight and every night. I'm so glad you're back here hanging out in the chat, having a good time, hanging out in Vegas. Love it. There's the music. Gotta go. Oh, there's a super chat. B-Man, another super chat. Cheers to B-Man and the third period. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. I'm leaving this chat up to see Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. From B-Man's $5 super chat. Let's go.
His home end a little earlier for the Leafs to hit that. What I find amazing is this is the 38th game of the season for the Leafs. You know how many times they've been tied going into the third period?
No, but you're going to tell me.
This is the fourth time.
Wow.
They're 0-2-1 in the previous three. The Islanders, it's their 11th time. They're 2-4-4.
Leafs moving from right to left on your radio dial as the puck comes into the center ice area. Islanders backpedal to their own blue line, and Dobson will send it up on the wing. That was partially blocked, sent to the other side. And now shot into the Toronto zone, and Walls under the net to stop that. Played it off to Jake McCabe, who got it around the boards for Nylander. Nylander off on the wing for Tanev. Back to Nylander. He is sifting through center ice and then heading to the bench. Jake McCabe with the puck in his own end. Gives it off to his defense partner, Morgan Riley. And it's sent down into the Islander zone. Tavares couldn't get to it. Islanders pump it up the boards and get it out. Left wing side and into the Toronto zone. Riley being forced back by Duclair up against the boards. The puck goes around back of the net. And it is Myers getting it ahead. And Tavares plays to an open wing. And Morgan Riley will just throw it down into Islander territory. Tavares into the forecheck. Puck goes around back of the net. Came out in front of the net. And it was knocked away. And Riley thought better of trying to press the attack. And now the Islanders get it in over the line. Trying to play it around back of the goal is Palmieri, and it goes into the corner. Pacioretty ties up his man, grabbed off by Siplikov. Back to the blue line and out. That's a delayed offside.
Boy, and a pretty smart one to take.
Quickly whistled down.
Yeah, Max Domi tried to poke it past the defenseman. He had a breakaway from the Leaf blue line. Now their defenseman was able to corral it and say, I think we'll take the offside.
We done something wrong. The boss is sitting right over here. Armin's just decided to come into the studio and be a part of our production. I don't know. Have we done something wrong?
He did say he wanted to have a word with you after.
Okay. Well, could be in trouble. Here's a chance now with the right shot. Right. Domi that was knocked wide. Kept in at the blue line and sent in around back of the net that Robertson couldn't come up with it. And it's out into the center ice area, and here are the Islanders getting in over the line on the left wing. It'll be played around the boards Bobby McMahon hustles after it, but won't catch up to it initially. Now he has the Islander defenseman backing up, but Pollock will get it out. And now here's Siplikov getting it in on the left wing. A hit there, and a pretty good one by McCabe. Stood up the Islander forward and allows Connor Dewar to skate it out at center. He's going to get to the red line and shoot it in. Reeves going into the area back of the net, was able to get the puck freed up momentarily. Down into the corner is Dewar. Now Lorenz tried to kick it along the wall. Reeves has it wedged up against the boards. And when it's finally poked free, it's knocked out at center ice by Fasching. And now a chance for a backhand try, and it was set just wide by Pierre Engvall. Wall was way out of the goal, trying to get his stick back now. Puck is still free. It's in the slot area. Another shot, stopped by Wall, and he's going to hold on. And he gets a friendly little tap on the head from Jake McCabe. Or no, I guess it was Connor Dewar.
Yeah, it was Jake McCabe trying to backtrack, stumbled and fell, and that gave Pierre Engvall a step on him, and Engvall's backhand just...
And then McCabe...
That went through the pads of Joseph Wall, didn't it?
It caught the left pad and deflected it wide of the net, but then McCabe ran into Wall and pushed him up against the inboard, so the scramble was on, and the Leafs got back in time, and score remains 1-1. 17:10 to play in the third period. Leafs' next action is on Saturday night. The Boston Bruins in town. We'll have it for you right here on the Fan 590 as it's played out at center ice and now brought on by Morgan Riley. And he made an extra move spinning at the blue line, and because he didn't continue carrying the puck, he put himself offside. Face-off coming out in the neutral zone.
Of course, in the 1-1 game, Leaf defenseman, you got to go back to November 30th when Chris Tanev beat Andrei Vasilevsky in the second period in Tampa. And, of course, the Islanders have a goal from a defenseman to have this game tied.
And yet Ottawa is right there with the Leafs. And you would have thought their defense would score more. Would you not?
Thomas Chabot, maybe. I mean, the big scorer from defensemen, or one of them is Jacob Chychrun.
Yeah.
Ottawa gave up to Washington.
Bouncing puck comes to the point, kept in by Camp, down in along the boards. Nylander trying to work out, got it in front of the net, but it was deflected by the Islanders high and out at center. Camp dropping it back. Leafs are getting a change started here. Morgan Riley will hang on to it a little longer and now get it up on the wing, and the pass comes ahead to Tavares. Tavares down the left wing boards and in. Sent it off the end boards and around back of the net. Kept alive there by the Leafs. Now Ekman-Larsson just missed getting it to Marner. It comes out at center, and Benoit shoots it right back in again. Sorokin leaving it off with 4 minutes played here in the third, and we're still tied at a goal. Islanders lose it. Marner in the far corner, trying to stick handle in front and went off the skate, but he gets it back of the goal. Trying to center again, coming off the bench with Bobby McMahon, but couldn't get him the puck. Islanders with it in neutral ice. Mayfield sending it down too high. Went too high. Then went up in the screen. Too high.
Major League?
Yeah, Major League. Yeah. One of my favorite movies.
I know that between that and the Transformer movies. That's on your all-time list.
And anything that Bugs Bunny was in. I'm sorry. Looney Tunes was my favorite, and not much of it could be shown anymore.
His early stuff was pretty edgy, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yosemite Sam. Puck at center, played in over the line. Islanders knock it back out again, and it's going to roll back towards Joseph Wall, who skates back of his goal and punches it around the boards to get it out. Islanders right at the red line. They'll rip it right back in again. Wall is out of the net. Slowed it up enough to get it to his defense, and then a pass comes ahead, and it's dropped back, and now Domi carries in over the line. A weak shot that is fluttered, and I do mean fluttered, to goaltender Sorokin, where he's able to cover it up, and Max has got a smile on his face as he heads back to the Toronto bench.
Yep. 3 games in short succession between these two clubs. very first one, there were no power plays for either team. Leafs had a 4-1 advantage in the second game, so Leafs have only been shorthanded twice against the Islanders in, 2 games and 2.5 periods.
Faceoff wasn't done correctly. Looks like Camp is being waved out. Nylander will move in. Draw scrum, and it's around back of the net. And boy, have the Leafs been in a lot of these tight one-goal hockey games, haven't they? And across the line, a pass into the slot, knocked to the near boards. Anders Lee gets to it, tried to go around back of the net. Camp was going to get to it first, skated up on the boards and just get it to center. And Nyes gets it in over the line, but the bouncing puck wouldn't stay with him. Played right back out into the center ice area by Long Island, and the Islanders trying to get it in over the line, but it's right on the blue line and in a maze of skates. And when it does come free, it's Barzal keeping it alive. Into the corner now for Lee. Can't get it in front of the net. Back of the net, he is challenged there by Riley, and Morgan Riley comes away with the loose puck. Riley setting it off on the far side to center, and Nylander will just slide it into the offensive zone and peel to the bench. We are 6 minutes into the third, tied at a goal. Pass back at center. Islanders break in on the left wing now, in a goal! Oh, and it was shot over top of the goal. What a chance that was for Horvat. Tavares to open ice. Marner cuts to the line and in. Stops it up. Goes to his defenseman coming in late. Trying to get it in front of the net there was McCabe, and he couldn't get to it. McCabe looking for his first goal of the season. Puck is back of the net, and it's going to be played all the way out into neutral ice, forcing Chris Tanev back into his own zone. Tanev, a rink-wide pass for Connor Dewar. Fourth line on the ice for Toronto. Rolled in front of the net there by Lorenz, and it was knocked into the corner. And is there a penalty coming here?
Well, if there's a penalty, but we had a man named down. McLean went down. I don't know whether it was.
Did he get hit with the puck?
Yeah, it might have been an injury whistle more than. But we're going to have to let you know.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah, it was the puck. His own man, Dobson, trying to lift the puck out, hit him right in the mouth with it. So a break in the action.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson's going, now you blow the whistle.
Now you blow the whistle. Exactly. A 1-1 tie, and you're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Telemedia, our Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
It all comes down to this. Week 18 in the NFL. And there's only one place to hear all the action.
Touchdown, Washington! We'll see you in the postseason!
And that's the Sunday Drive. This is Steve Torrey. Join Bill Leckus and me at noon Eastern for live listen-ins, guests, playoff implications, and coaching news around the NFL.
The Lions will take on the Vikings with everything at stake.
Spend Week 18 with a Sunday Drive at noon Eastern.
What's up, Insiders? How we doing tonight? Happy New Year, Leafs fans. First time in 2025, the Leafs get on the ice and they're taking on the Islanders in New York. Please take a second and hit that like button down below. As well, please share the link out. Let's get more hockey fans here in the chat. You see how it works with these college football streams. And wow, what a day it was yesterday. What a start to 2025. And what an amazing start to our SickKids Football Frenzy campaign. Thank you, Insiders. Go Leafs, go. Don't forget, hit the like, share the link. We'll see you guys in the chat.
Magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs won, Islanders won. That was a flashback. Telemedia Sports, if you for the younger audience. When I started in 1982, that was Telemedia, and they carried the games. on this station, as a matter of fact.
TJCL?
TJCL. And Glenn Bramson, Vicky McKee, Sue Rayson. Here, the Islanders in with a shot, knocked away there by Wall. The puck comes back to the point. Another shot drifts wide of the net as well. And it's back into the Leaf zone again. Islanders trying to cycle the puck, cut off there nicely on anticipating that was Domi who gets it out, but Robertson couldn't help out. And the Islanders will play off to the far wing where they're in a bit of an argument of who's going to take it. And it seems to be Siplikov who is trying to make that decision, but he lost the puck. And now shot back by Morgan Riley into the Islander zone. Leafs get a turnover. Back to Riley with traffic in front and went for a backdoor play that was knocked away by the Islanders and now played out into the center ice area. Shot by David Camp back into Islander territory. Played off the boards and out at center and down the ice, and icing will be called as Philip Myers is able to get back there in plenty of time to bring about the icing call.
Well, we used to play host to the Philadelphia Flyers Sunday. The night before that, at home against the Boston Bruins Saturday. Boston losing 2-1 still at Madison Square Garden to the Rangers with about a minute 50 to go in regulation. Jonathan Quick holding the Bruins to a single goal.
Islanders play it to the line, not out. Jake McCabe fanned on it. Got some assistance. It's kicked free and given off to Tavares. Back into the corner. Pacioretty now around back of the net. Bank pass to the blue line. Walking the line. It comes to McCabe on the left wing side. Tried to get it back in for Tavares. Tavares down the boards. Ran into traffic. Kept alive by McCabe. And Barzal will circle back in his own zone. And still circling. Looking to find an open man. Plays it around into the far corner. Islanders are just going to launch it high into neutral ice to get a change of players going. Benoit up on the wing for Nyes. Swept around the boards to the far side. Tavares trying to get there in time. Can't. Comes back to the point in front for Nyes! And a big save made with the blocker by Sorokin. High backhand into the Toronto zone. Camp gets it up on the wing, but not out. And the deflection went just wide as the rebound has squirted all the way back out at center ice.
Might be Sorokin's best save of the night.
I think it was.
Yeah, and stopped Mitch Marner in close in the second period.
Now here's Lorenz working wide onto the far boards. Backhands around the wall for Nylander. Nylander trying to get it back to the point. Off on the wing, and a wrist shot there by Myers was blocked. Kept alive by the Leafs. Camp back of the net for Lorenz. Now to Nylander. Nylander coming out. Tried to center. Had it blocked again. Islanders are able to play at center ice and get it high, and it's gone too high apparently up into the crowd. And so there will be a face-off coming in the neutral zone with 10:17 to play in the third period. And the Leafs and Islanders are tied 1-1.
You talk about they've been in so many close games. Every game feels the same, doesn't it?
It does.
And whether you're down a goal, up a goal, everything comes down to who scored in the power play, who had the penalty kill. And like I said, and that's why that stat absolutely blows me away that it's only the fourth time all season they've been tied after the second period.
They have been in close games throughout.
Obviously, with the amount of injuries that they've had to their forwards, that's going to pay a price there.
Yep.
Offensively.
Tanev backhanding it out to center ice for Robertson. He couldn't get away. Now he gets some skating room off on the right side for Tanev. He's just going to roll it in. Robertson into the forecheck. Gets a hit in there on Pulock. Puck goes up on the boards on the left wing for Brock Nelson, and Nelson gets it to center ice after being taken down. And is there a penalty coming here?
Yes, there is. And Bobby McMahon's going to get the penalty. I think they're going to call it tripping. They're going to say that there might have been a slew foot on Brock Nelson. The Islanders, they might be struggling on the power play, but oh boy, this is a kind of a tough one to take. The Leafs on the penalty kill with 9:42 to go.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. 65. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you
What's up, insiders and hockey fans from all over the world? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Leafs and the Islanders. Please let us know where you're watching from in the chat. Last night was crazy, and that's why I have this football frenzy behind me. Wow. $71 in donations directly to SickKids from the streams. Thank you, insiders. And wow, we had so many people from all over the world. Every corner of the globe, I feel like, was covered during those games last night. Thank you for being here. Thanks for letting us know where you're watching from tonight during the Leafs game. Go Leafs, go. Back to the hockey.
With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs won and the Islanders won. McMahon for Toronto, Mayfield for the Islanders, and McMahon has taken a penalty. And so the Islanders go to the power play, and the penalty kill is brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game, lease the CR-V from 2.99% up to 28 months. Visit HondaOntario.com.
Well, Leafs have only taken 2 penalties tonight, but Max Domi's was beside the Islander net, and this one was at the Islander blue line.
Islanders have won the draw. Walking the line, Dobson getting it along the boards, trying to get it back again. Goes D to the far side. Barzal works around back of the net, stops up there. Still has it. Now trying to get it off on the wing and does to Declare. Anthony Declare, a shot blocked by McKay, but the puck doesn't clear. Marner couldn't get it out. Here the Islanders in with a shot high off the shoulder of Wall. Played high and bouncing to the line. Just did keep it in, the Islanders, but that'll be looked at rather closely by the video boys. Centering pass doesn't work. Round back of the net, Lee. Far side, Barzal. Barzal looking in front for Horvat. Still with it. Barzal centers. Intercepted and shot out and down the ice by Mitch Marner. Minute 8 to go in the power play. Both teams getting a change. Dobson dropping it back. Islanders come out of their own end to center. Hit the line and in. Left wing side for Nelson to get it into the corner. Trying to come out in front of the net there was Palmieri. That didn't work. It comes back to the blue line. Just kept in. Almost intercepted there by Nyes. Sharp angle shot was blocked. Comes back to the point again for Pajot. Near side trying to hold on to it is Nelson. Back to Pajot. Pajot to the far defense. Long shot. Knocked down by Wall. Rebound cleared to the near boards but not out. Back to the point once more. Dobson shooting. That was just off the mark wide. Played into the corner. It's gone high off the screen. And that took a little discussion or thought from the officials before a rather late whistle.
Yeah, they must say it was deflected off a Leaf and out. It looks like the faceoff's going to stay in the Leaf zone. And before that, Mitch Marner and David Kampf, boy, they had a tough time trying to whack a bouncing puck out of the zone. The Islanders were able to keep it in. And where's the face-off? Is it to the right of Joseph Wall?
Looks like it is. Yep. 21 seconds left to go in the penalty. The draw scrum. The linesman goes down, and then he trips up a guy. And the Leafs are going to ice the puck.
Old Statue of Liberty play, right?
When in doubt, knock the linesman down. He'll block a shot. Islanders come to center, and the penalty expires. In goes Barzal to the far corner. Tied up along the boards. That's drawn a crowd. Ekman Larsson got it freed up and is played up on the left wing for the formerly penalized Bobby McMahon, who's able to lift it now into Islander territory. 7:28 to go in the period.
I like that. Formerly penalized.
Just thought of it. You like it? I'll use it again. Yeah. Here's Marner now. trying to work it down into the far corner. Off the wing, a shot. That was stopped. There was a rebound. No one could get to it, but McMahon does. Back of the net for Tavares. Tavares picking it along and working the near boards. Spun around, lost it, regained it, got it back on the boards, but then couldn't get it back to O'Reilly, and it is sent down in a bounce down into the Leaf end, where Ekman Larsson is able to play it right back into neutral territory. An errant pass down into Toronto territory. Play back in the net and a loose puck in front. Oh, another shot, wall down. He gave the puck away, and the Leafs are going to dodge an enormous bullet right there. Holy Mackinac. Now the Islanders get it in front of the goal again with a shot. That goes off a stick and wide. Round back of the net, Tanev banging and bashing there. Manages to shield it and gets it ahead, and Domi will stare it out at center ice and get it in on the left wing. Oh my. Wall, either some bad communication, played it back to the net thinking that one of his defensemen were there, but it was an Islander. And then the firehouse was on fire. Leafs get it in over the line now. Into the corner for McMahon. McMahon around back of the net. Bank pass to the point. Wrist shot in traffic went well wide of the Islander goal. 27 shots for the Leafs. 26 for the Islanders, but no question the shots as Wall eats up a long, easy wrister. The shots that the Islanders have had have been much more dangerous.
And not to take anything away from Ilya Sorokin, maybe the Matthew Nyes save he's made in the third period here was one of the best. But the Leafs really have not had the clear-cut opportunities the Islanders have, and yet still 1-1.
Brock Nelson was the one robbed when the giveaway went behind the net as Wall got back into the crease. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
SiriusXM is the destination for the best in podcasts. Get started on your 2025 resolutions with motivation and advice on the Mel Robbins Podcast. Focus on nutrition and mental health on the Huberman Lab. And listen to On Purpose with Jay Shetty to make mindfulness and wisdom a part of your everyday. Achieve your 2025 resolutions with SiriusXM Podcasts. SiriusXM Podcasts. Listen to all of these and so much more right now on the SiriusXM app.
24/7 Hockey Talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91.
And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The only two players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just like it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91.
And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM
Radio Network.
Still can't understand how Max Domi didn't get an assist on the Leaf goal, but that's not the case.
They said we won't call the penalty.
So you don't get the point. No, yeah, you can't do that. Well, the Leafs win the faceoff in their own zone, get it ahead for Nyes. He gets it in over the line, tries to step around Dobson, got it down into the corner. Nylander arrived on the scene, but couldn't help out. Now, Nyes' diligence along the boards couldn't free it up. And the Islanders have it under control in their own zone, only to have it stolen back. Now McCabe unable to push it over on the wing to find Nylander, and out come the Islanders. Nylander turns it over. 2-on-1 break in over the line. Nylander closing. Stopping. Rebound in front of the net was knocked away. What a chance that was. Now the Islanders back. Long shot shouldered away by Wall. And the puck still in the Toronto zone. A shot rang off the goalpost and behind Wall. That comes back into the corner. I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, I heard something.
And along the boards, it comes back to the point. Kept in and a shot blocked by Wall again. And now tripped up behind the net. And a penalty coming here to the Islanders.
Yeah, you got to call that, don't you?
I think it was Duclair. Well, we haven't seen anything yet on our screen.
Well, I mean, there was a whistle.
It was a penalty, but yep, there it is. Second power play of the game for the Maple Leafs.
And it comes at a time, luckily for the Leafs, a commercial break to get the big boys rested up. Well, it's actually Pelech was the one that took him down.
Yeah, I thought it was Duclair who was there, but it was Pelech who ends up going to the penalty box. And the Leafs will go to the power play.
Well, they have had some help. Well, actually, the Leafs are going to take a timeout here, it looks. We already, I guess, already got the commercial break in.
I guess, yeah.
And the Leafs got some help. The out-of-town scoreboard. Bruins lose to the New York Rangers, and then the Florida Panthers end up losing at home to the Carolina Hurricanes.
Mark Savard going over what he would like this power play to look like. It has been rather anemic, at least in the first opportunity. Nylander, Marner coming out, along with John Tavares. Nylander with 7 power play goals leads the Maple Leafs in that department. A draw won by Toronto. Played back to the point. D to D, it goes to the far side. Kept in now for Tavares. Top of the circle, down into the corner. Back it comes to Marner. Marner down into the far corner again. Gets it back again to the point now for Riley. Riley to Nylander. He doesn't shoot it. Now when he does, it's a weak shot that went wide. Not trying to play it on the backhand, and the Islanders are going to get it out and down the ice. Wall comes out to scoop it ahead to give Morgan Riley time to break through neutral ice. He drops for Marner on the wing for Tavares. Tavares down on the left wing, dropping it back now for Nylander. To the point, Marner to Nylander. A pass in front of the net was a bad one, and the Islanders are going to break out here on a shorthanded rush that really kind of bogged down, and the Leafs will go after the puck in their own zone as they try to come away with it, and it's knocked down by Nylander and given to Marner, who gives the puck away almost, and now the Leafs have it again. Boy, they are haphazard with it here tonight. Nylander skates in over the line. Offside is going to be called.
Well, I think Morgan Riley wants an interference call here. Brock Nelson knocked him over the line, and Riley's talking to the linesman. It's actually the referee that he might have the beef with.
Yeah.
But that number 1 unit, if it's going to head to the bench, 54 seconds left here in the Leaf power play. 3:35 to go in the third period of a 1-1 game.
Pacioretty, Domi, McMahon, Marner, and Ekman-Larsson over the boards for the Maple Leafs.
I tell you, even the Islander power play looked a lot more dangerous tonight than the Leafs.
3:35 left to play. Played into the corner and around back of the net. It comes out in front. Back to the blue line. It goes to Domi. Ekman-Larsson over on the right wing side. Down. Oh, Domi had a chance to shoot it, and he had the empty net if he could have gotten it away in a hurry. Now is able to keep the puck in. Round back of the net for McMahon. Fed over on the right wing side. Looking in front for Pacioretty. It goes to McMahon. Now back to the blue line to Ekman-Larsson. To Max Domi. Domi to Ekman-Larsson again. Shooting in traffic. Rebound. Scores! Rocket McMahon makes it 2-1 on the power play.
Secondary scoring is starting to turn into a regular occurrence for Bobby McMahon. Second of the game, and now 6th goal in his last 9. As Oliver Ekman-Larsson lets one go from the point, it misses the net by about 3 feet. Blocker side on Sorokin, but rockets right back out onto the tape of McMahon, who's at the bottom of the circle. And he gets it on his stick, and before Sorokin can recover and get back to the post, McMahon has given the Leafs a 2-1 lead with 2:58 to go here in the third.
Huge goal from Bobby McMahon. And the Leafs power play finally is able to do something, but it's from the unlikely sources.
Now, is that his first career power play goal? I think it's his first power play goal of the season.
Certainly the first of this season. I agree with that. I'm not sure if it's his first ever. The Maple Leafs with it in the center ice area. Dropping it back, getting it change organized, and now Patrick Roy has the thoughts about changing or taking the goaltender out again as the puck is right in front of the Islander goal and taken to safety by Noah Dobson. Dobson turning. So far, Sorokin staying in the net, although he looked like he was creeping out. Now it's back in the Islander zone as they get the group that they want on to try to go for the tying goal. And Sorokin is edging out as the Islanders take their time coming to center. In on the left wing it goes. Around the boards and back. And then it comes out in front of the Leaf goal on a bad pass. And the Leafs trying to get it out of, launched it high, out towards the empty net. Well, now we know that the net is empty. And it is wide of the goal.
Boy, the Leafs just don't want to make this easy, do they? Another one, fan pass. And was this Mitch Marner that tried to go up the middle of the ice and fanned on it? He was given the puck.
I don't know who he was trying to send that to.
The Leaf net. And ended up chipping it right out front, and Anders Lee didn't quite get all of it. And he's 2 feet from the top of the crease, trying to sweep it past Joseph Wall.
Face off in the Leaf zone. Scrummed. It comes back to the point, kept in by New York. Shot blocked. Dobson again to the far side. Islanders trying to stretch it out. A shot. Glove. Knocked away by Wall. Puck on the near boards, but not cleared. Dobson at the near point. Gets it over on the left wing side. Looking for a man in front of the net is Horvat. It comes back to the point. Dished off by Nelson. Nelson now to Dobson. They exchange positions. Off on the left wing corner. Driving the net. Shot stopped there by Wall with 1:12 to go. Islanders maintain possession. Dobson at the point. On the left wing side. Got it back again and a shot. Stopped by Wall. There's a rebound. Laying in front of the goal. They're banging, hacking, and whacking at it. Back to the point. Dobson doesn't shoot it. Now he does. Brilliant pad save made by Joseph Wall. 54 seconds left. Here's Barzal. Another pass to the side of the goal, trying to play it in front. Knocked away by Morgan Riley. Played ahead to the line. Trying to get it out, Pacioretty, not having much success. Still banging against the boards. Still up against the wall. Still up against the wall, and the Islanders get it free. It comes in on the far side. Holding it off there, still with it, back to the point to Dobson. Dobson into the near corner. Leafs hanging on here. 26 seconds to go. Dobson with a shot. Wall down. And Joseph Wall. No, it's in the net, but it's waved off. He definitely had hold of that. My humble estimation.
Anders Lee took a whack at it. I think he might have had it under his arm. He's explaining it now to the Islander captain Lee. 22.8 seconds to go. Puck goes into the net. And Patrick Waugh is standing up at the New York Islander bench trying to get a hold of the officials. But this is going to be a tough one. Legal look at it. But the whistle went, did it not? Beforehand.
I believe so, yes.
We are going to review to see if the puck entered the net in a continuous motion.
In a continuous motion. I think Anders Lee, well, now we're not seeing it. I think Anders Lee pokes it after Wall had covered it up. So that wasn't a continuous motion, but we have not seen a replay yet. Now we're going to see it. That's not a continuous motion. No. Referee had already blown it. Is it Anders Lee that takes a... Yeah, he took a whack at it, but was it...
Yeah, it was...
But no. But was it covered? I mean...
I think it was. It was between his pads, but if the whistle went, and the play is over, right?
Right.
Well, they're going to look at it, and...
But it was not... The way it was phrased was continuous motion, and it was not that.
Taken very long. And so they will announce it now.
After a video review, this is not a continuous motion. The play was dead prior to the puck entering the net, therefore we have no goal.
Now, the one thing you can argue is, was it loose between the pads of Wall? And that's why Anders Lee was able to poke it in.
But 22.8 seconds still remain.
And Patrick Waugh, again, like I said, looking at him on the Islander bench, I think a different Patrick Waugh. Joe is throwing water bottles and screaming at the officials.
He would lose his composure fairly quickly. So here we go again. Leafs win the face-off, rung around the boards. It's going to come to the line and out at center ice and rolling into Islander territory. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Off a stick. Islanders back with it with Horvat. 10 seconds left. Horvat works wide on the right side. Backhands it into the zone. That should just about do it as Tanev rings the boards with it to the far side. And the Maple Leafs are going to pull off a hard-fought 2-1 victory in New York against the Islanders on the strength of a couple of Bobby McMahon goals, including the winner on the power play from Ekman Larsson and Max Domi.
Well, from a Leafs standpoint, I know Craig Berube said after the win 2 days ago against the Islanders, they gutted one out. Well, not going to have a lot of guts left, are they?
No.
Because they've done it again on Long Island. And not only have the Leafs won, it would appear that Canada has tied the game against Czechia 3-3, but let's get to the 3 stars.
All right,
here.
3 stars are brought to you by Ontario Honda Dealers. Up your game. Lease the CRV from 2.99% up to 28 months. Visit HondaOntario.com.
Well, I think one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to give Oliver Ekman-Larsson star number 3. He had that big block, stayed on the ice. Does have an assist on the game-winning goal by Bobby McMahon. Star number 2, Bobby McMahon. 2-goal night for the Leafs. Huge power play goal. First power play goal of the season for him, and it's a game winner. And no doubt, star number 1 is Joseph Woll. Stops 32 of 33 Islander shots. And back-to-back games. Just gives up 2 goals in 2 games against the Islanders. And he is, I thought it's taken him a while to regain the form that we've seen, Joe, of him lately, and he's back to what we saw long stretches last year, including the postseason.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Ralphie. And the Maple Leafs will return home, and they will host the Boston Bruins on Saturday night. It starts back-to-back games for the Maple Leafs, who play 16 times. They play back-to-backs this year. Yep. This is one of the easier ones, and there's no travel. They will host Philadelphia on Sunday as well. But the Leafs win it by a score of 2-1. Lots to talk about. Gord Stellick and Ailish Forfar will do that in our post-game show. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
You've been listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Sports Grid Radio has all your sports wagering needs covered this NFL season.
If I tell you to take over 41.5,
what's up, insiders? What a win! What is going on? This is heaven right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. What a day. What a day. What a day yesterday. What a day today. Oh my God, no way. Czechs just scored. It's 4-3 Czech Republic. We got to get over there and cheer on Easton Cowan and Canada. Let's go. Oh, there's Sarah again. Go, Leafs, go. What a win. Big win, Bobby McMahon. Way to go, bro. Nice win. Sarah, tell them we're sending them to the Canada game right now.
Huh?
We're sending them to the Canada game right now to cheer for Canada.
Who?
Everybody that's watching, 1,500 people.
Okay. You guys should go and watch that because
I'm going to send you there.
excited when you see their team, really starting to function at a high level.
Now you're bringing new guys in and creating a culture for them. I have always enjoyed that, enjoyed it in Boston, love it here. 2 organizations with great culture and winning sort of attitudes, and we're seeing some young guys getting a little more responsibility and handling it well.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app. 24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91.
And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The only two players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just like it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
SiriusXM 91.
And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The Executive Director, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell.
The one thing that we're wrestling right now, like when do you change a call? We talk